on the path to building wealth. Those are the things we're going to be talking about today. So if that's your goal, you want to end the paycheck to paycheck cycle, maybe you're making some decent money and you're still struggling, right? Or yours might be like, you know what, I want to build financial freedom. I'm so tired. I work so hard. I don't know where my money goes to, right? That's because you are putting it in the wrong places. And that's what we want to talk about today. Stop saving. Start doing what? Start investing, right? Investing in what? ETF, exchange traded funds, a fund that is traded on the stock exchange, right? Can you see what's already happening in the stock market? It's at all-time high. For whatsoever reason, VOO, like S&P 500, is over $700 a unit. Isn't that nuts? Isn't that nuts? So welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Today we're going to be talking about ETF real estate, right? If you want to build wealth, there are ways around it. And there are three things. Trust me, your income is just one of those three things. And that might be the reason why you might be struggling when it comes to your finances. Okay, but how come I'm making decent money, but I'm still struggling when it comes to my, in this whole financial freedom journey? Or I mean, I'm still living paycheck to paycheck. I'm making the same money. Or you might be like, okay, you know what? How do I even go about making the money itself? Because it's three things whenever you want to build wealth or your journey to financial freedom. Three things is that simple. Three things. And guess what? You were only taught one in school. Taught one in school, which is income. One, right? And there are two more things to getting on this journey to becoming financially free or building wealth. And that's why a lot of people feel stuck when it comes to financial freedom or feel stuck in terms of wealth building. Isn't it? I mean, because if income is the only way to build wealth, right? Income is equal to wealth, then everybody should have built wealth. Everybody should be financially free. Have you ever thought of that? But guess what? Everyone is working. You're clocking in 9 to 5, 40 hours every day. You've worked 20 years, but then it still feels that you are just still on the same spot. You're just, it's still paycheck to paycheck. You're just working and just paying bills. That's what it looks like. That's because income does not build wealth. I mean, income does not equal wealth. Income helps you to build wealth with two other things. Income helps you to build wealth with two other things, but income does not equal wealth. Okay? Income does not equal wealth. And if you're just joining us, if you're just meeting me, I'm Dr. Lina. I'm a doctor of business and technology. I help professionals turn their income into real wealth because it tells you something. Your income, again, guys, income does not equal wealth. Income does not equal wealth. Okay, it doesn't equal wealth. Understand that and know peace. What does that mean? Also look at it. It means that if you're saving your money in the bank, you're not building wealth. Okay, right? What helps you to build wealth? Investing. Okay, so it tells you your income automatically does not equal wealth, and that's why. And of course, if you're not building wealth, definitely you're not building financial freedom, right? And when we say financial freedom, it means living life at your own terms. So welcome in everyone. Joak, thank you so much for the likes. Let's keep tapping out the live. Let's share out the live. Welcome in everyone, and happy Thursday. Happy Thursday, guys. Happy Thursday. And if you're new here, welcome in, welcome in. Let's share out the live. Let's tap out the live. And those on the YouTube side, welcome in. How are you all doing today? I am Dr. Lina. I'm a doctor of business and technology. That's because I have my doctorate in strategic business and information management system. I'm an economist and I'm also a chartered accountant. That's because my bachelor's is in there. My day job, I'm a vice president of technology. I'm also a professor. I teach AI, cybersecurity, and deep learning information management system. And you're like, okay, how come we're talking about finance, we're talking here in technology? That's because I chased money to technology. I chased money to technology, guys. Yeah, and of course got to the vice president of position, right? So it tells you one thing. I'm not one of those wealth coaches that tell you despise your income. No, your income is something called it. Even though your income does not equal wealth, your income is one of the strategic tools to building wealth. Okay, let me say that again. Income does not equal wealth, but income is one of the strategic tool in building wealth. Okay, Income is one of poem. Welcome in. How are you doing? Welcome in on the TikTok side. I mean on the YouTube side. How are you doing? Click on that subscribe button if you have not done so. So today we are streaming on two platforms, both on TikTok and on YouTube. So in case you are hearing me talk to different people at different time, like TikTok dancer is here, Kudzo, Juwak is tapping out that live. Okay, so yes, and you see me, you hear me also talk to another group of people. That's because talk about efficiency, productivity, right? We are streaming on two different platforms so that we can help as many people. Gideon, Tita, Joak, right? We are helping, we're streaming to reach as many people to gaining financial freedom. And what are we teaching? What is the teaching about today? Okay, let's take a second. What is the teaching about today? Bullet, okay, rich kid, it's about financial freedom, becoming financially free, living life at your own terms. Financial freedom simply means ability to live life at your own term, having control over your time, okay? Right? And secondly, building wealth, okay? Building wealth. And whenever you hear wealth, a lot of times, whenever we hear wealth, what comes to mind straight is what? Whenever we talk about wealth, whenever you hear wealth, the first thing that comes to mind, welcome in, welcome in. Let's tap out the live. If you're just joining, welcome in. Tap out the live. We're going to get this class started today. We're going to be talking about ETF, exchange traded funds. We're going to be talking about real estate, how to increase your income. All of those things are the things that we're going to be talking about. Businesses, right? Stop saving, the rule of 72. We talked about that yesterday, right? And we are going to continue today. So if you missed yesterday, just stick around, okay? It takes three things to build wealth. And whenever we talk about wealth, what comes to mind? Whenever you hear wealth, what comes to mind? Okay? So because you need to have an understanding of these things, right? When you hear wealth, what comes to mind? King Baglish, Tony Nonso, and Joak, what comes to mind? King, okay? Right? What comes to mind? If you're just joining, welcome in, click on that follow button and also click on the subscribe button. What comes to mind, I know for sure, is investment, money in the bank, right? Real estate, businesses. Whenever you hear wealth, somebody is wealthy. Oh, this person is okay financially in terms of money, right? This person can afford whatever thing that the person needs, the basic needs and the luxuries and all of those things. It shows that that person is wealthy, right? That's what you always think. That's what we always know. But what if I tell you that this wealth is beyond what you just thought about, right? Because I can read your mind, okay? I know, right? Because that was also my mindset at some point. The wealth is, people say wealth is money, okay? But guess what? Wealth does not equal money, all right? Wealth does not equal money, okay? Wealth does not equal money. So what then? What do I mean by this? So what then is wealth if wealth does not equal money? Because you need to unlearn what you have learned and relearn the right thing. Wealth does not equal money, okay? What then is money? What then is wealth? Raquel, latest millionaire in town, and the first millionaire today, okay? The first millionaire. You're wondering, this is the $1 million league, the community of millionaires, those that are aspiring to become a millionaire, to become a millionaire in dollars, and those are already millionaires trying to scale into multi-millionaires. So you'll find some high net worth individual here, as well as those that, you know what, I'm going to get there. I want to be the trailblazer. I want to be that first millionaire and all of that. Those are those people that are here. So if that sounds like you want to end a paycheck to paycheck, you want to get to that $1 million status, you might not want to, you just have your own financial freedom number, right? It's 500,000, it's 100, whatever it is, right? The number, oh, thank you so much for getting your daily at me, right? That number, whatever that number is, oh, yours might be like, you know what, I just want to end the paycheck to paycheck. Yours might be like, okay, there's never been a millionaire in my family, and I want to, I will be that trailblazer, just like somebody, within the Rockefeller family said one day, it's going to end with me. It ends with me. These ends with me. This paycheck to paycheck ends with this family. And since that time, every member of that family, trust me, they become millionaires. No, even the ones that are yet unborn. So those are the things we're talking about. And this is not get rich quick asking, by the way. So you would already understand this is about generational wealth building. This is about you becoming financially free. We are investors. We are not gamblers. We're not speculators. We don't do get rich quick scheme. We don't do hypes. We don't chase all of that. We're not traders. Google who Warren Buffett is and Google who this guy is. Where is it? This guy. Robert Kiyosaki, you would understand what we do here. So we're serious-minded people trying to change a story, building generational wealth, and leaving a best legacy. So 3 things that we do, I'm going to be talking about it shortly. So we need to understand whenever we talk about we're building wealth, what does this truly mean? Okay, wealth does not equal money. Okay, what does not, because there are 5 types of wealth, at least 5 types of wealth. So let's keep tapping out the life. Let's share out the life as well. Invite your friends over. Let's share out the life. Let's tap out the life. And if you're new here, click on that follow button. Number 2, money is one type of wealth, which everybody knows. The second type of wealth, right? You probably would have heard this before. You would have heard health is wealth. Okay? Health is wealth. So what does that tell you? It means that health is a type of wealth. And truly, if health fails, tell me, if health fails, everything stops. Every other thing, nothing else matters. If somebody gets a prognosis or diagnosis today, right, about a certain health condition, you would not even think about that job tomorrow. You would not even think about any other thing because nothing else matters. So health is wealth, right? That's why you need to exercise, eat right, right? Manage your mental health, right? Because also think about it, you probably have heard some people, right? Multi-millionaires, billionaires ended it all, right? They unalive themselves. Malau, latest millionaire, themselves, welcome it. They unalive themselves, right? Just because, they have the money. If wealth equals money, then there's no reason why a multi-millionaire or a billionaire will unalive himself or herself. You probably have heard that in the news before. CEO of a company, this person is what this, but ended it all. That's because money, it's not just wealth does not end with money. It means that it's missing something else, right? It means that it's missing something else. So health means it could be mental health. Manage, guys, please, in all that you do, manage your mental state. Manage your mental health, right? Because it is key. If that job in the quest of chasing money, right, you are chasing money, you're chasing the real estate, the ETF, the businesses, right? You are losing your health, okay? You're trading then you need to fix something because you're not building wealth. So health is the other type of wealth. Health is your second type of wealth. Now, there's the third type of wealth. Remember, I said it's 5 types of wealth. Let's tap out the live. Guys, let's tap out the live. James, welcome in. Thank you all for tapping out the live. Let's keep tapping out. Let's also share the live. Don't be let some other people come to have an understanding of whenever we talk about wealth, because everybody thinks wealth is money, right? But really, it's not true, right? Let's bust that myth. Let them come and understand this. So share out the live. How do you share? Press my forehead on the screen and share out the live with others. And also, let's tap out the live, okay? So the third type of wealth is what? It is called the social wealth. Social wealth, okay? What is social wealth? You probably have heard this as well. Your network is your net worth, right? Your network is your net worth. Malau, right? Your network, try over youth, your net worth is your net worth, okay? Right? What does this mean? The association that you keep can determine the length, the extent you go in life. The association you keep, right? So whenever in all that you do, make sure that you are not just. It is not just the social. You are also building these other type of wealth, right? Your social wealth. You are building money. You are also building health. Now, number 4. We're talking about the 4 types of wealth. Remember, we're talking about wealth building, your path to financial freedom, okay? Your path to financial freedom. That's what we are talking about. And the path to your journey to building wealth. That's what we're talking about here. Now, the number 4. What is number 4? Number 4 is something called the peace wealth. This is where a lot of people drop the ball. P guy ranking, welcome in. Yeah, welcome in. And let's keep tapping out the live. Let's share out the live. If you haven't got to your daily at me, get your daily at me. If you're sitting here for more than 2 minutes, 2 minutes, it means that you find this valuable. We're going to be teaching ETF, real estate, all of that today, which is part of the money wealth. But you need to understand that when you are chasing money wealth, you need to also understand that you need to chase every other type of wealth. So you know that you will not get to that status of the millionaire status, and then you realize that, but then I'm still missing something. There's still just one gap. What's that thing that I'm missing? Because there's going to, I can tell you, right? Getting there, I can tell you that there's that thing that is missing. You would have the money wealth, but then if you don't have all of these as well, you see, realize that you could lose it all, or you just lose your peace. So what is peace wealth? Even me, I'm still struggling with this peace wealth. What does this mean? Your ability to sleep at night with your two eyes closed. What does this mean? Now you have gotten to the $1 million status. You have built wealth, okay? But guess what? What is happening? You realize that do you have an emergency fund? In such a way that, okay, you know what, let's assume that my income stops tomorrow. Can I still rebuild? Do you have time to rebuild for another 3 months, 6 months, so that I can rebuild my income again? Do you have that? Do you have things like insurance, your health insurance, your auto insurance, your life insurance, your living trust? Okay, your living trust. Do you have things like that? Now, do you have your LLC in place, your corporate, your C Corp, your S Corp, all of those entities, things that protect your money? You don't want to, you have built this empire and you built all of this. You don't want one crazy person to come and take over your legacy. What does this mean, right? Maybe you have double-digit real estate portfolio. You build a double-digit real estate portfolio. Somebody like me, I own and manage double-digit real estate portfolio. One crazy person in your property decides to pour water on the floor and decide to fall on that water and says that, oh, you know what, is an homeowner's liability. All right? Because you own the home, now it's your liability. You were not involved in the whole process. You simply gave the house and the person comes after everything you own, right? Do you have those protection around the umbrella policy? All of those kind of things in place. Life insurance, let's even come from the minimum, the barest minimum. That's your 401k. Do you have a beneficiary on it? That your bank account that you are saving your money in, do you have your beneficiary named right there? A lot of us don't even have beneficiary on our common bank account. Susan, latest millionaire in town, welcome in. If you are just joining on, welcome in. We're telling you your income does not equal wealth and your wealth does not equal money. As a matter of fact, your wealth, we have at least 5 types of wealth and more. 5 types of wealth. The first one is what everybody always assume, which is money. And there's the second, which is your health. And there's the third, which is social. Your network is your network. Now we're talking about the peace wealth, which a lot of people sleep on, right? A lot of people, we see people, they pass on, suddenly, and guess what? There's nothing. Their family come from here to here, and all that they have worked for goes to somebody else. So do you have that emergency fund? Do you have your living trust in place? Do you have umbrella policy? Do you have your insurance? Do you have your beneficiaries listed? All of those kind of things. Do you have your LLC, the C Corp, the S Corp? Do you have all of those structure in place, right? All of those structure, which is protection. Then lastly, let's talk about the last type of wealth. And trust me, this is the one of the most important and the most abused. Most important, most abused. And you're wondering, what is this? Right? Even you're abusing it. Okay? You're abusing it. You trade your time for money. Okay? You're trading your time for money. Why this is okay for a little bit? Mr. Paul, latest millionaire in town, welcome in. While this, right, is okay for a little bit, what is not okay is that you started from age 20 and you did it to age 65. That's what the society told us, right? Loveness and James, that's what the society told us. Yeah, time is money. No, welcome in. That's what the society told us. take your, work from age 20, do it to age 65, and life will be okay. But guess what? The only thing is that from age 1 to age 19, right? You are either a baby crawling, you are not aware, or you are studying, you're in school, or you are learning a skill. And then the minute you can start enjoying yourself, or maybe you're outside of your family, you become an adult. Your entire adult life is traded, right? You are clocking in 9 to 5 consistently every single day, 9 to 5 for 45 years. I always still say that I don't know how they convince the entire world that this is okay. I do not have a problem with you. As a matter of fact, income is key in your financial freedom journey. Or you're a trust kid, so you are you have what's it called? You have inheritance, or you have what's it called, you won a lottery, right? Otherwise everybody starts with that job, that income, right? So the same thing with myself. The problem that I have is that we doing this for so long, 45 good years. So a lot of us abuse this, meaning the time wealth. Time wealth means that you don't have control over your time. You don't have control over your life. You have zero control over, okay, I want to go on vacation. I only have 5 days. I want to just take time for myself. You are having pounding head with headache. You still have to show up to work because you have already used up all your sick leave, because they make them trust in social security, which pays nothing. That social security, as a matter of fact, the data has it that by 2032, which is about 6 years from today, 6 years from today, Social Security might run out, except the Senate or the government does something different. But with the data and with every record that they have right now, it's going to run out in 6 years, 2032. So if you are waiting on that, then sorry. But I don't even have a problem with that, right? But the problem I have is that you not having an option, right? You not having an option because somebody is controlling your life, your time. Let me tell you something that happens. I literally just posted a video on IG. You also hear almost 2 million views, and it was just telling people that $2,200 was 10 hours of somebody's life, $20 an hour. $20 an hour. That is 10 hours of somebody's life, right? That life that you cannot gain back. But that's not even the problem. The issue is you now do it consistently every single day for 45 years. 45 years. Welcome in, everyone. We're talking to parts of financial freedom and, of course, the journey to building wealth. So if you are new here, welcome in. Click on that follow button. You've been sitting, you've been here, you join us, you've been here for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever, how many minutes. Click on that follow button, because I'm going to tell you, right? Because now you are thinking, but that's what they told us to do. I know that's what they told us to do. Just the same way they told us what? They told us what? Go to school, Kayole, latest millionaire in town. That is what they told all of us. Go to school, get a good job. Go to school, study hard, get good grades, and life is going to be beautiful. It's the forever after, right? But really, really, let me ask you that question. Really, 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 because I know every one of us, they told us the same thing, including myself. Go to school, get good grades, work hard, get a good job, get a good job, and work hard, and life is going to be beautiful. But then how many of us here, and I'm telling you, I am number one on this, how many of us is that forever after that they promised us? Tell me if it's just that forever after. If you, whatever that narrative, just the same way, drop it in the comment, right? If it's, did you ever get that forever after, that happy ending that they promised us? Because right now you're still living paycheck to paycheck. You make good income, but you are still living paycheck to paycheck. So it tells you something, right? The same people that told us those story are also the same people that's telling us the story that, oh, you know what, all that it takes is that work from age 20, work to age 45, you to 65. You don't even have to do anything. By age 65, we're going to give you a retirement, a social security, and you'll be fine. But look at it, social security is not going to I mean, that's what the data says. It's going to be running out by 2032. What if I now tell you, and let's keep tapping out to life, let's get it to 10,000. If you have been here 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, right? Yes, if you, so true, Dr. Lina, if in doubt, right, go read The Retirement Miracle by Kelly. It's right there. It's not even that. It's not even that. Go on Google and just check Social Security. When is Social Security running out? When is Social Security running out? Go on Google and check it. 97% of Americans, this is not even about 90, what's it called? I saw something now. 97% of Americans are sleeping. Let's see. I want to just see that. 97% of Americans are sleeping while 3% own everything. 97% of Americans are working. And really, what that means is that you are working, you are doing that 9 to 5 consistently for how long? 9 to 5 consistently for 45 years. What if I tell you now that just invest for half of that time and you will become financially free? That retirement that they promised you, that, oh, you know what, you're going to get retirement funds, right? You're going to get your what's it called? You're going to get Social Security. What if I would tell you that you can make that Social Security and more, even if you do certain things differently, you can do it in half of that number of years, meaning 20 years, 15 years, 25 years, right? In 25 years, me too. What's that? In 25 years, in 20 years. So it simply means that by age 20, if you start working from age 20, by age 45, by age 50, you can desire, if you so desire, you can become work optional, right? Whenever we talk about time wealth, it doesn't mean that you should quit your job. It simply means that you are work optional. You work because you want to work, not because you don't work because you want to pay bills. You don't work because you want to pay bills. And a lot of times, one of the things, right? We're talking about the wealth, it does not equal money. There are 5 types of wealth: money wealth, health wealth, social wealth, peace wealth, and time wealth. If you have been sitting here, if you have been here for more than 2 minutes, right, and you think that this is valuable and you've not clicked on that follow button, take your time to click on the follow button right now. Welcome in. I'm Dr. Lina. If you're just meeting me, I'm Dr. Lina. I'm a doctor of business and technology. And I help professionals turn their income into real wealth, because your income does not equal wealth. Your income is just a tool that helps you to build wealth. As a matter of fact, there are at least 2 other things, right? The second thing is investment. Then the third thing is protection, right? If you can fix those 3, and we're going to be talking about that today, all right? Thank you so much for that, James, right? If you can do that, right, your income, start with your income. Number 2 is, of course, building, setting up your investment, putting your money in investment. And number 3, putting protection around it. If you are able to do those 3 things, you would see that you're going to become financially free. You're going to build real wealth. And guess what? It doesn't take 45 years to do that. It doesn't take 45 years to do that. That's what I can tell you. But guess what? That's the lie they told us. Because I can conveniently tell you that even if you start doing $3, $10 a day consistently, and you follow, put it aside every single month, you will become a millionaire in investment, in the right investment vehicle. And this is not about trading. This is not about get rich quick scheme. This is about time in the market over timing the market, right? Time in the market over timing the market. So, and if you're just joining us, we're talking about financial freedom. the path to building wealth, right? And how ETF, real estate businesses, that's what we're talking about. Marion, latest millionaire in town. And when I call the people millionaire in town, right, you might be wondering, I made my first million at 40 years old. That's it. I made my multi-million, my not first, no, double digits, no, not double digit. I became a multi-millionaire even at 40, even be earlier than 40. Earlier than 40, that's when I became a multi-millionaire. In dollars, by the way, not in another currency. So it just really means that it is possible. Yeah, James, yeah. It is possible. At least, I mean, I don't typically talk about it, but I said it openly, maybe for the first time today, because so that you know it is possible. But a lot of us think that, oh, you know what, you need to do. Yes, you can. Guy Dover, and thank you so much for getting your daily at me. Let's remember to get a daily at me. Let's remember to get a daily at me, right? And that's why your income is a component of it, right? Your income, and I said that just so I can motivate someone, right? Oh, you are looking for a millionaire. Oh, you know what, they look a certain way. Oh, you know what, they have to dress a certain way. Guess what? They don't. As a matter of fact, those people that are actually wealthy, right? They are the most of them are the most simplest people that you would ever meet. Most simplest set of people that you would ever meet. Right, A-Twin, welcome in. Absatu, latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. How are you all doing? So this is the first time I'm saying it openly. People come into my life every single, are you whatever. I really don't need to prove anything to you. Just listen to my words. And exactly what I do is what I share right here. So if you're new here, welcome in. Click on that follow button. You've been here for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Click on that follow button. So let's welcome you to the $1 Million League. This is the $1 Million League. Those anticipating or aspiring to become a millionaire at some point, right? As a matter of fact, within this community, our goal is to do it in 10 years because I did it in 10 years, guys. Brown, latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. I did it in 10 years. 10 years. I did it in 10 years. Yes, 10 years of hard work, hard labor. I mean, not hard labor, smart one, by the way, smart one. Because the first thing I did first, if you want to hear my story, the first thing I did first was making sure that I looked at the career that I was working in. I remember, and if you're just meeting me, you always hear me say, I'm an economist, I'm a chartered accountant. So by default, I am in finance. I worked in a corporate finance organization. Of course, I did what they told us. I was very diligent. Go to school, study hard, get good grades, get a good job, and of course, life is going to be beautiful. That's what they told all of us. Right? And that's exactly the blueprints that I went by. And of course, that landed me where? It landed me in one of the Fortune 100 at that time companies. And I started from my career from there. And I was in the corporate finance, obviously, by default, by my level of my degree and all of that. CC, latest millionaire in town. And many of us, we also follow the same path today. But then you are still not financially free. Okay, thank you so much. I love the millionaire avatar. Thank you so much for that. So if you're welcome in, if you're not getting your daily at me, get your daily at me. Tap out the live, share out the live as well. Thank you so much for doing that. Welcome in. If you have been sitting here from 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever, click on that follow button. And we're talking about the path to financial freedom because straight talk today. Income to wealth. I mean, all those people asking me questions, Dr. Lina, are you a millionaire? How come you're talking about that? Yes, absolutely. And I did it in less than before I even turned 40. Okay? Before I turned 40. Maybe that's going to help motivate somebody today that you can actually do it. And this is exactly my own journey. My own journey was strictly, follow the blueprint, did everything. And then I realized that, this is not the forever after. There's no happy ending in this thing. They lied to us. They lied to us after, and that was almost after like 7 or how many years. They lied to us. So it's not just you. So don't blame anyone. You, because nobody's coming to save you. There's nobody to blame. Yes, also, yeah, there's nobody to blame. Why not? It's a great, yeah. There's nobody to blame, and nobody's coming to save you. As a matter of fact, unemployment, even if you have worked 20 years, the best you can get is 2,500, right, a month, and that is for what? That's going to be for 6 months. It ends there. That's a period. That's it. So nobody's coming to save you. So guess what? And that's how I landed in the corporate finance department, obviously, right? And I realized something: the happy ending was not going to come. And this is not what I signed up for. I am not one of those people that will do the narrative. They lied to me one time. The second time it's not happening. Shame me once. What's it called? Lied to me once or whatever. Shame on you. I'm not ashamed to be a multi-millionaire. Exactly. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. I say it every time, right? But the thing about it is, when I got into the corporate finance department, all right, I realized this income, it was okay. It was once beaten to unknown. Shame me once, shame on you, or something like that. What's that thing? No, you will help me, right? The second time never happens. It never happens to me, right? I only trust people one time, right? I agreed. Go to school, study, and get a good job, and life is going to be beautiful. And that's exactly what I did. Follow that narrative. Landed me in a Fortune 100. I did that for a bit. And then I realized that, guess what? This is not going to build me financial freedom, because I was spending many hours, right? Yeah, thank you so much. Right? I was spending money hours. But I realized one thing one day. I was doing quarter close, monthly close, daily close, all of those kind of, all those accounting, whatever, right? I was doing all of that. And then I was like, hold up. There's some people that are picking up their bags and they are leaving early. And these guys are making more money than me. All right. If you are just trying to click on that follow the button, please. If you don't just sit here not clicking the follow button, not tapping out the live, not sharing out the live, because that's the algorithm will just assume that you guys are BOT and you're not valuing this. But if you think that this is, you are learning some things and you can get your own forever after, creating your own forever after. Yeah, make sure you click on that follow button. You're doing us a disservice not clicking that follow button, not tapping out the live, not sharing out the live. Emily's latest millionaire in town. All right. And I'm really telling you my real story today. And then that's how I said, okay, who are this group of people? People in technology. Okay, what does it take? Okay, and clearly, a certification was what I took. That's what I took. I said, I must make that money they're making. Even though there was it wasn't a passion, whatever, right? It wasn't. I chased money right there. Yeah, because I am creating my own financial freedom. I am creating my own wealth. I am building my own legacy. I am making the narrative. I am trying to become that, building that Rockefeller family. Not exactly them, but I am building something for my own generation, such that my lineage, if they decide not to work for anybody, they can decide not to work for anybody. And then I'm not the one beefing the trust kid, or beefing or being angry with people that, oh, you know what, your parent left you with money. It's because, why did your own parent leave you with money? Is it that kid's fault? It's not, right? It's just that your own parents decide to give you student loan versus an asset. All right, random latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. So let's quit shaming all those people that their parents labored hard, right? Right? And left them generational wealth. So if you do not get that, then be the one that creates generational wealth for your own kids, and in your own process as well. Ensure that you are financially free. Enjoy your money first before you even build any generation, right? Enjoy, because that's me. My goal is to travel the world. I've been to 22 countries. All right. And I am still doing further. So, and that's it. That was my entire, and I pivoted. I took a certification, got into technology, creating my own path to financial freedom, changing the narrative. Okay. You did the same thing too. Changing the narrative, change my path from finance to technology, because I saw that finance was not going to do the job. It wasn't going to get me to that financial freedom. I am not saying that finance is bad, right? That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that I have a goal. In 10 years, I want to get to that $1 million status. I want to build generational wealth. I carry way more, right? Fire plug, latest millionaire in town. I carry way more, right? Because we are different. Some people, some people they're okay, they are moderate. No, I'm not moderate. I'm here, right? I am not moderate. I am here, okay? I am the peak of the peak, okay? I'm the prime of the prime, all right? So, and that's it. And if you want to be the prime of the prime, if your parents do not leave you with that, then you create it yourself. Two ways. Your parents either leave you with that so that you can fall into it, go with the silver spoon in your mouth. The silver spoon that my parent gave me was quality education. I'm paid for that education 100% and without that student loan. Okay? So without that student loan, okay? So yeah, and that's my plan to also do the same thing for my children at the minimum, plus more, okay? Plus more, while me enjoying my money as well, financial freedom. Then generational wealth comes after. So I pivoted to technology, all right? And with $500, I've said this over and over again, $500, 5 months, okay, $500, 5 months, I was able to increase my income by $30,000. This is about 15 years ago, or 16, 15 of, yeah, in 94 with $300. Yes. So let's quit saying, oh, you know what? Some people even came with less than that, right? I didn't come with 300, right? Your story, yeah. But guess what? Let's quit saying, oh, it's because of this, it's because of that, it's because of that. Trust me. How many people, go and check the record of the multimillionaires today, the billionaires today. 95% of them are self-made. Only 5%, or maybe check the data, because data changes. At least I know that the richest man in the world, Elon Musk, and if he's still the richest, and then the other one, Amazon, what's his name? I always forget his name. Jeff Bezos. Both of them were not born with they did not get the trust money. They said their story. So at least those two, let's even just those two, tells you something. What is possible? All right, what is possible? It doesn't have to come from the whatever. So quit giving excuses. We all are on the same level playing ground. I might have a different edge. Sincerely, latest millionaire in town. I might have a different level playing ground, because maybe I never started with the negative with student loan, right? But then, yes, if you got student loan, that's why you should not also put your children in that situation. Do all that you can. Give them that at the minimum, barest minimum, give them that legacy if you can. And if you cannot, and whenever I say give them that legacy, it doesn't mean that you need to create that money. You can give them scholarships. So what do you need to do? Get them, help them apply. Take all that it takes, everything that it takes. If they need extra coaching, everything, if they need to go the athletics way, if they need to look at the community, whatever, because there are so many kind of scholarship that is left unclaimed, but we push the kids to go and take, to go and take student loan. So if that is biting you today, all right, and you do not feel comfortable with it, don't put the next generation, right? At the minimum, help them not to start at the negative, right? Help them not to start at the negative. All right. If you have been welcoming everyone, welcoming. We're talking about financial freedom, the part of building wealth, right? That's what we are talking about. Your income does not equal wealth. Wealth is not just about money. It's money, health, social, peace, and time. And we're going to be talking about ETF, real estate, and businesses today. But as the spirit leads today, I just decided to change things a little bit today. So if you are new here and you'll be sitting at 5 minutes, 2 minutes, whatever minutes that you've been here, click on that follow button like Rich just did. Latest millionaire in town. Rich. Thank you so much for sharing out the life, right? And when we say millionaire, it is possible because even with $3 a day, $5, $10 a day, that's what it takes. Do it consistently and you are on your way to becoming a millionaire. It's that simple. Right? It's not what they told us. That's not the narrative is not the answer. And I'm going to show us today. World of Talent, latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. And I'm just sharing my story of my own journey to financial freedom, getting to that $1 million status, even before 40 years old, before I turned 40. Not even a million, multi-million, right? Dollars. So, and I pivoted, and you can pivot as well, Mr. Mike, latest millionaire in town. You can pivot as well. It doesn't, you think that you're in a career, it's not going to build you. You are the one that will create the road. You create your future yourself. Nobody. Please, can you give us some good investment platforms? Right? That's it. This is it. That's what we're talking about. And we're going to be getting there shortly. FBI, latest millionaire in town. I hope we are safe, FBI, okay? And that's my own case, right? Pivoted to technology. So in my own case, I took a certification. I never went back to college. Another mistake a lot of people make. They go back to college, even though they don't need to go back to college, take student loan, they're in debt and all of those things. A simple certification might be what you need. Another thing is that you might be so able to get some scholarship. You can get free training on Google Coursera. You can get free training on Udemy. You can get free training on in Harvard Business School. Harvard, right there. That is me hooking you up, right? That's me hooking you up. EO, latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. And you don't need to go to that formal set. Even on YouTube, you'll be surprised at so many things that you can learn free and it can actually make you money. And you don't want to do that. The other way is that you also need to make sure supplement your income. The most important thing in this equation, right? This is your wealth building tool. And that's what I chased. And that's what got me there earlier than expected. Earlier than what the society told us, 65 versus 45. The problem is we spend the extra money on designer stuff instead of investing the money. That's so correct. All right. So, and in this case, I got into, and I'm just sharing my own story, my own part of financial freedom. Yep, social media. Yes, social media. There's so many skills. Video editing, you'll be surprised at how much people pay social media manager. People pay video editors. People pay, you'll be so surprised. That might be the supplementary income that you need. You might have to drive Uber for a little bit just to supplement the income and put the money inside investment. That might just be your own case, right? And who cares? You think that anybody cares for you, cares about you? You cannot drive Uber. You cannot do DoorDash. You can't do all of that. Nobody's coming to save you whenever the bills come and you're working at 65 and you have to go back to work and you're not financially free or there's no social security. Nobody's going to save you by that time. The people that you think care about you right now, they don't care about you. And what everybody cares about is the success story where you become successful, right? That's when people care about it. When you are struggling, right? Look at, you're trying to build out your social media platform. Very interesting, right? When you're trying to build that social media platform, when you are still 200 followers, 500 followers, nobody sees you. But gets to about like 10,000, 20,000, everybody wants to jump on your wagon at that time. Everything suddenly become important. Brand deals and everything comes to show up at that time, right? But when you are struggling, right, always people connect to success, right? People connect with success. Let's keep tapping out the life. If you haven't gotten your daily at me, get your daily at me. Let's do also good, do go popular. If you're sitting there 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 2 minutes, yeah, click on that follow button if you haven't, if you're just joining. And I'm talking about my part to my own financial freedom. I'm just sharing this. Maybe this is going to motivate someone, help someone, right? Most of the time, it's not all about teaching. Real life experiences at times might help some people, break the barrier, that covering that it is not possible. Multi-millionaires are in another planet. Multi-millionaires cannot be on social media teaching you and giving you free germs. Well, I got there before 40. All right? That's it. So now you know that it's possible. It is. So back to what I was saying. I changed, you can increase your income that way. Income is key in this equation. Maybe you would have been hearing it, right? All right. Now you will also hear the contracts to that income. Edit, latest millionaire in town. You will hear the contracts shortly when I talk about this income. All right. You would hear it now. And I did that. I started working in technology. What was my first job? Remember, is certification. Moving from finance, corporate finance of the Fortune 100, corporate finance, did just certification, 5 months, and of course, $500. It was less than $500. It was not even $500. But it's about 420 something dollars, if I remember correctly. That's what the certification took. And I sat for that certification, got the certification, and I was able to get a job. A job, Josiah, latest millionaire in town, right? Alan, Josiah, right? No. I was able to get a job in an oil. In short, I got 2 offers. This is about 15 or 16 years ago. Or 15, between 14 to 16 years. I need to actually get accurate numbers. 14 to 6, yeah, high. I was able to land myself a job, increased my income by 30,000 in an oil and gas company, right? Got 2 offers. One was Sean BJ and the other was McDermott, not McDonald's, McDermott, McDermott. They do deep water drilling and all of that. It's smaller. And guess what? Because I know what I was doing, normal person would think, oh, Shlom BJ. Everybody knows Shlom BJ. Even McDermott, I needed to spell it. But Shlom BJ, you know it. I don't need to spell it to you. You know what it is. But a normal person, right? What the society told us was what? Go to school, get a job, life is going to be beautiful, right? The same society would have said, oh, take the big names. Let's tap it out to 20,000 taps. Let's keep tapping it out to 20,000 taps. Dramani, latest millionaire in town. And if you're just joining, you've been here 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, click on that follow button. We're talking on the journey to financial freedom, building wealth. And I'm just also sharing, my own story, right? So that you know that becoming a millionaire is very possible. And they're not in capes. As a matter of fact, they're just regular people like you and I, okay? Regular people, and they do it in less than 40. I did it, okay? And maybe this is going to help you, motivate you to know that it is possible and it is done with your income. It is not, quit people saying, oh, it is inheritance, it is trust, it is this, it's not possible. No, it has to be Caucasian, it has to be it has to be Jewish, it has to be another color, skin. He has to be a man. He has to be a woman. He has to, he has to speak a certain way. He has to have this level of eloquence. No. Regular people. Yes. Regular people. All right. And that's my Khadija, latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. It doesn't come about the culture or about religion or anything. Khadija or Emmanuel can also be there. Right? Can get there. It just takes the same strategy, the same another, maybe one person needs to dig deeper than the other. Not every day is teaching, right? We're going to get to teaching. We'll be teaching exchange traded funds because it's part of my own journey. Real estate was my journey. Businesses was my journey. And of course, my income was a big part of it. So I'm talking about my income right now. That is because that's the starting point. Jazzy B, latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. Latest millionaire in town. By the way, I'm in Texas in United States. So if you're wondering, if you also care to share, drop where you're connecting from. We have 70 countries represented within the $1 million leagues. Those are anticipating to become, or their goal is to become $1 million, to become a millionaire in dollars. And those that are already millionaires trying to become multi-millionaires, right? That's what it is. So you might be earning paycheck, you might be living paycheck to paycheck right now. And you're like, whatever they're saying, millionaire, how? I'm just telling you my own story so that you can know. And there's another person, James, who was also saying he got to that $1 million status in 1 year. Before he turned 40. So it tells you that it is doable. It is doable. Just follow the letter, the blueprint. Okay, so I got the first job. I decided, society will tell you, Shlom BJ sounds beautiful. It's a big name, right? The other one, we don't even know the name. Who even cares about that, right? And if I want to play the society, I want to act wealthy. I want to do all of that. Oh, I work with Shlom BJ. The other one is a smaller company, but it pays me higher. Who cares about the big name? I went with the other one. Because the income was higher. Even if it's $1,000 or $10,000, the income is better. You started investing for your kids. That's now you're getting your own financial freedom. Now you're building a legacy and a generational wealth, right? That's what you're building now. Now, a wise man leaves inheritance for his children and his children's children. But that is after he has built for himself, because you can't give what you don't have. You yourself have to have it to be able to give. Okay, you must have it to be able to give. And this is my own, yeah. So I went in there, higher income, increased 30,000 immediately. But guess what? By that increase of $30,000, I did not allow the lifestyle to increase at the same rate. Yeah, exactly. That's where a lot of people make that mistake. That is the biggest mistake a lot of people, mistake number one. Let's remember to get our daily admin. If you are just joining, we're talking about financial freedom. We're talking about wealth building. And I'm just telling you my own journey to that financial freedom. Becoming a millionaire or even multi before turning 40. Before turning 40. As well as my friend James just also mentioned in his own case. Becoming a million before 40. So it tells you that we have more millionaires than you think. So whenever I call you that millionaire, start getting you, oh, the latest millionaire in town, just believe it. Just follow the rope, right? Learn from the people that had already been there. Learn from it, do it diligently, and you find yourself there in no time. Not in 60, not 65, right? Not 60, not 65. All right. So if you're just joining, click on that follow button. Get your daily at me if you haven't gotten there. Every time I got I deferred it to investments. Can you see? Can you see? Right? Can you see? That's it. You know, I never even said that. I never Lewis latest millionaire in town. Latest millionaire in town. What I'm going to do, James, you can go on mute. I'm just going to what I'm going to do. I know you're putting the comment. I will just put you right here. I'll just invite you. Just sit on the side. You know, you can just stay mute if you want. You don't need to say anything, right? But at least you should just sort of choose this, you know, to corroborate whatever we're saying. I just sent you an invite. Right? And that's it. So in my own case, guys, be careful. Don't send Dr. N or whoever that person is, right? Don't send multiple messages. Okay? Don't send multiple messages. Click on that follow button. And guys, be careful. I don't know the person. Okay? So yeah, I don't know the person. So be careful. Yeah. All right. So 1 second. All right. I just did. All right. I just did. Who is this person? All right. So let's keep going on. So the first thing was, as my 30,000 increased. Yes, exactly. As 30,000, I've already done that. As 30,000 increased, as I increased my income by 30,000, moving from finance to technology, I took that money instead of my lifestyle increasing. Maybe I increased my lifestyle. Hey, Uche, welcome in, right? Instead of my lifestyle increasing by at the range of that 30,000, maybe it literally increased by 5,000. Remember, I said Dr. Lina like good things, okay? I like to think things. So I increased it by 5,000. So a percentage of that, you know, but not literally everything. But most of the time, a lot of people, as that income increased, as the income increases, they increase the lifestyle at that same percentage, as a percentage. That's one of the biggest problem with six-figure salary. Six-figure salary, that's the six-figure trap. Right? Six-figure trap. If you haven't got your daily admin, let's all get our daily admin. Only 3 people have gotten their daily admins. Let's get our daily admin. If you're new here and you'll be sitting 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 1 minute, you think that, you know, you find this valuable. Maybe it's a story, the ETF, real estate businesses, right? And you click on that follow button. You do us a disservice if you find this valuable, but you are not, you know, you're just sitting there. The algorithm doesn't understand. It just seems that you are, you're a BOT or you don't find it valuable, that's what the algorithm understands this as. So if you've been sitting here for 5 minutes, 2 minutes, whatever number of minutes, or you're just joining, tap out the live, share out the live, click on that follow button, right? That's what we do right here. You want to get to that financial freedom like Willie, latest millionaire in town, and of course Mo Berry, latest millionaire in town, and yeah, Mo Berry and oh yeah, latest millionaire in town. So, and that's what it is, very possible, guys. Thank you so much for sharing out the live. Let's share out the live. Let's also repost. Let's share out the live. Let other people come. Let them come and see what is possible, right? That millionaires are not in from another planet. They are within us. They are simple. They don't even make hair. It's as natural as this. No makeup. It's as natural as it looks. It's as natural as it looks. Okay. So let's share the live. Also, let's also get our daily. Let's share the live. Get your. Let's repost as well, please. Let's quickly do that. Let's repost. Thank you so much for the repost, guide, Devon. Let's tap out the live. Let's share the live. Let other people. Let's repost. Let's quickly do that and let's tap it out. Let's get it to 30,000 quickly. And if you are just joining and you've been sitting there for more than 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, click on the follow button. Financial freedom, the path to financial freedom. And I'm sharing my own personal story for the first time today, right? Sharing my own personal story, right? Go to path to finance, my own personal financial freedom journey to my multimillionaire even before 40. Before 40, okay? So it means that it's possible. So all you people, all the doubting Thomas that have been coming to ask, Dr. Lina, are you a Melana? Not just are you a Melana? You should be asking, are you a multi? That should be your question, okay? Because I don't look like it, huh? All right. Change your mindset of your, now you know. Now at least you have a different picture of what millionaire or multi-millionaire looks like, right? Okay, let's continue. So in my own case, all right, in my own case, and when I pivoted, I got the job, increased my income by 30,000, but did not increase my lifestyle. You are on a journey to multi-millionaire. I claim it. That's the way to go. That's the way to go. That is the way to go. There's power of life and death in the tongue. And I do not take all these things for granted. Because the wisdom to even do all of these things is from God. So there's the spiritual aspect of it there. I do not claim all of this. So there, either you like it or not, there's a bigger man upstairs. Okay, there's that bigger man upstairs. So for me to even have the wisdom at my young age to learn that, even though I was not taught in school, right? We were not all taught in school. Some of us are accountants and we don't know this, okay? And we did not know this. All right. So I took my income, of course, and I started doing what? That's when the first property, right? That was the primary home, the first property. Like, and guess what? Whenever we're doing first property, and of course, if one of the things that I can also mention, and I've never mentioned this to before, right? One of the things in your journey of wealth building, right? One can chase 1,000, two will chase 10,000. So if you are a couple, maybe you're married, and it doesn't mean that you as an individual cannot achieve it. But if you are even now two, the journey becomes quicker, right? Because think about it. If you rent a house, it's two people, right? Two incomes, right? That is, but you are sharing, okay? That's it. That's another thing. So the minute I got my own, the minute I got to that, my income increased, the first thing first is rent is over. This is the last time we're doing rent. Last time I am renting. As a matter of fact, at 6 months, by the time I was moving from that, the lease, yes, delayed gratification will speed up your millionaire journey. Thank you so much for confirming that. That's it. Oh my goodness, you never attended college, learned on the job. I was never satisfied, always pushing. Good job. I'm telling you, share your story as well. Maybe we just make it storytelling day. And then we ended up with real estate and we wrap it, we talk about that. Not every day should we even be doing teaching. We should be putting results out there. Results, receipts, right? so that you know that when you are not, I'm not talking the talk. It's not just you are not walking the talk, you are walking the walk, right? You know that, oh, I'm following this person. The person has walked that walk. I am walking that, and if I follow that walk, I'm going to achieve the same thing and to get to the same destination. Financial freedom and building wealth. So if you're in finance right now, if it's not paying you, you know that you know where to go. You know that you can move. All right. And that was it in my own case. That was the first I said, that was my last time that we said no more rent. And I said it, no more rent. I'm not paying somebody else's investment. I am not paying for somebody else's investment. Whatever it takes, I'm buying the next property. And we bought the first property built from the scratch. Built that from the scratch. That was 6 months after, I think about 6 months, right? Signed it that same year that I got that job. And with this, we built it from the scratch. And then we said, okay, you know what? The cap is going to be, we don't want anything above 300,000, right? Remember, I started using we right now. I will never build anyone's equity and pay their mortgages. Because that's the newest narrative they're pushing right now. Renting is okay. You don't have to buy a house. It's okay. You should not buy a house. Don't keep renting. Renting is the best strategy. Now use the money, put it in the stock market. Continue. The same way that led you into the grave of, work 65 years. The same lie that they told you, go to school, get a job, and life is going to be beautiful, but you are living paycheck to paycheck. And you are still on the journey we are still working to 65, no financial freedom. That's the same thing they're still pushing again. Because now the latest thing, I'm sorry to deviate, right? The latest thing that we are seeing right now, they are pushing a narrative like buying is worse than, renting is better than buying a property. Renting is better than buying a property. I know in some instances, but tell me, 95% of the time, in short, you'll be so surprised at a lot of millionaires is as a result of they paying off the house that they got, the boys that they bought, after paying it off, maybe 20 years mortgage or 30, that's how they became their own millionaire. And then they at retirement, they downsize, and that's what they use. That's how they got a million to get to my aunt did that. That's the way she got to millionaire status. As a matter of fact, when she passed on, she left a house worth almost $3 million for the kids. $3 million and it was all from that one singular house in New York. So if you are still sitting there, housing is buying a house. Anyway, let's back to what I'm saying, what we were saying, right? Because all of the reason why I need to let me even quickly hammer on that because guess what? The institutions like BlackRock is buying hundreds and thousands of houses. BlackRock, go and Google it. How many houses these people are buying, the institutions. So if real estate is bad, if buying a home is bad, how come they want to be the landlord? Okay. Have you ever thought about that? Buying houses is, renting is better, right? But the institution are buying the houses in thousands, hundreds of thousands. BlackRock, buying it, go Google it. In hundreds of thousands. I made this decision and now I'm in property 3 years in this country. Just God's trust in you. Absolutely. Thank you, guys. House number 3. That's the strategy I also did. House number 3. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Cicero, latest millionaire in town. I appreciate everybody. Maybe tomorrow I'll bring everybody on if you guys care. Anybody that have those success stories, let's help as many people. Mature, thank you so much for getting your daily at me. Not every time is teaching. Know that these are received. This is not, I don't know these people. I don't know them. BlackRock is one of the biggest investors. Now, at Berkshire Hathaway, which is Mr. Warren Buffett's company that just stepped off, right, is now buying a lot in terms of real estate. He bought what's his company? What the company did he buy recently? Is it Redfin or what's it? One of these companies? Is it Redfin or Realtors or which one? He bought Redfin. What they're closing a deal on what billions of dollars. So why are they buying it? And they tell you, an individual, middle class, they're telling you renting is better than buying a house. I mean, how does it even make sense? I mean, I'm trying to understand. Make it make sense. Oh, rent, then take the money and go and invest it in the stock market. Okay, why can't you just leave both worlds? Why can't you already bought the house, then put the money in the stock market, right? Let's learn the system and leverage. Let's not be scared. Thank you so much. VOO, S&P 500, which is the best ETF? Why are you choosing Messi? That's what I just talked about. Why are you picking and choosing? Just the same way, which stock should I buy? Why can't you have the best of both worlds? Why can't you just be making money? Why can't you just be sitting in Hawaii sipping coconut water, all right? Or in Fiji sipping coconut water and money is dropping in your account at the same time? And you are still making money. Why can't you leave both worlds? Financial freedom. So it's both of them. The question, Messi, the question should be, okay? The question should be, which one should I start first? Instead of which one is better, okay? And if you want to see why I said that, go on my YouTube page, Money Talk with Dr. Lina, right? Go on my YouTube page and you will see there, ETF versus real estate. You would see there are a couple of videos right there. The name is, let me drop it right here. So if you are not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you do that. As a matter of fact, we are releasing more videos right now. I have a lot of videos right there. That's the only platform, you know. So go there, subscribe, and I release videos every Sunday. But now, because of YouTube policy that is just changing, so if you are still trying to get on the social media, it's getting much tougher. It's getting worse and worse. Getting water and water. So all you people procrastinating and all of that, okay? Today's procrastinating. I want to become you are a subscriber also. So you'll find it there, Messi. You will find it right there. It's right there. You would see there are a couple of them right there, right? You, instead of picking and choosing, choose both worlds. All right. So back to what I was saying. Philip, latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. If you are just joining, we're talking about part of financial freedom and the part of building wealth. And I'm using my old story today. Maybe it's the spirit. For the first time, this is the first time I'll use my story. Because all you people that say, are you a millionaire or are you a whatever? You never believed it, right? Let me bust your bubble. Not just a millionaire, multi. Okay? Go and Google what that is. Multi. And of course, whenever I tell you I own double-digit real estate portfolio, I mean, even if it's just $200,000, doesn't that tell you something? Doesn't that tell you something that, okay, she knows what she's talking about, all right? So that I am just using this to motivate you that you can do it. I did not come from wealth, all right? Just basic education that my parents gave me. God bless them for giving me best quality education. And that's what they give most of us as well. That's what they gave most of us. All right. And I did that. Pivoted from finance, moved to technology. And then when I moved to technology with $500, let them continue procrastinating and not believing. But let's help them. Eunice, let's help them. I mean, that's why we are here, right? Let's share. There's so many doubting Thomases, right? Some people, I mean, even with what I'm saying, some people would say, oh, can I see the house? One day I will show you. One day I will. I mean, you can see some of them on my pages where maybe I was a court or something. I would show you to teach you. Maybe I would even show you today as part of real estate. Maybe I'll show you. I don't, and they're not small houses. The list is 3 bedroom, 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath, and that's the list. We will carry. Yeah. Top 3%. You go, woman. It's a great feeling and achievement. Thank you. I mean, to God be the glory. That is on God and hard work and using my brain as well. I'm a Thomas and I believe you. If you're just joining, welcome in. Twin, thank you so much for tapping out. Let's keep tapping it out. If you have not gotten your daily at me, get your daily at me. If you can give the gallery, that would be much appreciated. Let's share out the live as well, right? Let's share out the live. Let's click on the follow button if you haven't done that. Right, click on that follow button. You'll be sitting there 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes 2 minutes. Thank you so much for the Go Populars as well. Really appreciate all of that. Maybe this story is just going to help somebody today because I came in to teach real estate. That's what I came in to do. I came in to teach real estate, but I don't know how this switched. I think it was James that said I became a million and got my first million when I turned 40 or when I turned 40 or before 40. I believe you, Dr. Lina. You don't have any reason to lie about this. Your what? I mean, it really doesn't matter. I mean, if I lie, I don't lie. I mean, we probably, yeah. But I know you believe me, Uche, because you are always an OG. But I'm just talking about the other people. I'm talking about some, people come to my life and say, "Are you a millionaire?" How come you're going? Okay, stay there because of my hair, right? Stay there. Stay there. Be spending your own million that you don't have in your pockets and be asking somebody else. All right. You should ask me. I'm teaching you how to become a millionaire. You're asking me, are you a millionaire? You guys. I mean, this society is just very interesting, right? Society is just very interesting. I'm trying to help you. Asking you. All right. Anyways, so continuation. My salary increased, but my lifestyle just did not increase by that same percentage. And the first thing first was like, I am not going to be paying somebody else's mortgage. That was the first thing first. I quit. I refuse to be paying somebody else's mortgage. Right? Right? I can retire today at 52, but don't want to pay the 10% penalty. Right? I mean, retirement is work optional, guys. It's becoming work optional. That's what it is. I mean, retirement for me, right? When I retire, I'm going to be lecturing. I lecture in multiple colleges right now. Aside my no makeup, right? No makeup, okay? I have makeup on. It's just not heavy. I have makeup on. This is my natural state, okay? I don't look like a millionaire, right? I bet I don't look like it because there's no makeup, okay? All right. It's because I cannot use my money to buy makeup, all right? Let's continue, all right? Let's continue. Awesome. Or maybe I just have my, some of us we don't need additional makeup to look it, okay? We don't need it. Natural makeup even makes it, make you much older, okay? Right? Don't mean to, yeah, it does, yeah. My own, whenever I talk about finance, it's just, you can pay your bills, right? You can pay your bills and you have replaced your income, right? You have something that has replaced your income. Two great latest millionaire in town. Replacing your income does not necessarily mean that you have to become a millionaire or become a billionaire, right? Like trials over youth. But maybe trials over youth, his own is that he has to become a billionaire, right? You don't need it to, yeah, right? Thank you so much, Wade, right? Maybe he needs to, his own life requires becoming a billionaire, right? And some people don't need to become a millionaire because once their lifestyle is already covered or their income is already covered, right? Some people, anyway, let me continue. So my own path to financial freedom, just to motivate you today. So, and I, of course, bought the first real estate property built from the scratch. We said, guess what? We're not going to leave the high whatever. I'm not the high horse and everything. I said, okay, the cap is going to be less than, it was 280,000. Someone's priority, latest millionaire in town. Oh, thank you so much. Right. Makeup even makes you look older. That's it. Right. That's it for me. Right. Trust me, I have all the plenty wigs and all of that, but those things just makes me look older. I want to be forever young. And we bought the first property and our cap was, I think, was 285. That's what we said we're going to buy. 4-bedroom, 285,000. I mean, you might be in other places. Remember, it's many years ago, by the way. So, bought the first, but guess what? By the time we got there, you pick this. Oh, you need this upgrade. There's some things that I was just like, okay, you know what? By default, I need to have, I need to have this. By the time you pick this upgrade, that's when you're building a house. Real estate investing is different from you having your own home, right? Always understand that. Real estate investing, you renting it out, it's a total different thing. from when it's your own home. So what you are looking for is totally different. Understand that? You're not, thank you so much. Right? It's night and day. So that's why real estate investors are different from realtors. What realtors is looking at is different from what real estate investor is looking a real estate investor is looking at, right? A real estate investor is looking at. All right. So, but in that case, our own case, it was our first home was our first home. Our first home. So we went beyond budget. It was 320,000. But guess what? One other smart thing that we did was I remember I started saying we now. We, okay? So it means me and my spouse. I make at least 5,000 every day trading stock. This is not for us here. We are in the wrong place, okay? All right. And I took 320,000, story time, 320,000. That was what it was at the end of the day. Because of this upgrade, build marble this. I want this kind of cabinet and all of that. I want wooden floor and all of those things brought us to 320,000. Of course, the property was 350,000 and we got the builders, whatever, 30,000, so $320,000. One smart thing that we did, I said, we're going to put 20% down and we're going to do 15 years. So if you can, right? I remember my husband would wake up at night, 60,000. Where are you going to get this crazy money? I still laugh at me. I'm like, I don't care. Either you're going to not eat food for the next 5 months to raise that down payment of 20%, we're going to do it. And that's why he calls me the powerful woman. It was like, I said, because really, really, just the same way right now, when I call you a millionaire, you don't see it. You do not. You don't believe it's possible because of what you have in your hands. But you just see yourself one day walk into it and like, oh, I just became a millionaire. That's how it works. Once you follow the steps and the strategy, $60,000, 20% down for that particular property. Remember, it was $60,000 plus closing costs and all of those things. At that time, when we started, all we had was the initial, builder's NS deposit. We put there, but I'd gotten the income. And from that minute, every dollar, everything goes into that fund account. Right? It went into that fund account. Everything. We cut down on everything. Every focus was on this project. 20% down, 15 years mortgage. Today, that property is almost paid off. Today, that property is doubled its value. So let that sink. It was 320, so it means that that alone already got us past $500,000. Doing what? We lived there for a couple of years. We wanted to do 5 years, but we did a little bit longer and then moved to our forever home. So what am I telling you? And then the interest rate, another thing. Interest rate, everybody was like, oh, interest rate dropped. When interest rate dropped, we went back to refinance. I did this. Went back to refinance with Chase. And I said, okay, you know what? I want to refinance this property. All right? I want to refinance this property. But then I want to still keep the amounts that we are paying, but I want to reduce the number of years. That cut another 2 to about 3 years out of that mortgage. So remember, some other people would do it differently. They will refinance and they would say, oh, I want to reduce. We are still making this income. Even at this point, income is higher. Little Todd's latest millionaire in town. So if you are just joining, welcome in. Don't just sit here. We're talking about the financial freedom, the part of building wealth. And I'm just sharing my own story. Maybe it's going to motivate somebody. And this is my first time that I share that. I mean, you probably have seen people say, oh, are you a millionaire? Are you a whatever? Well, right? So we cut it down by 2 or 3 years. As a matter of fact, that particular property, the reason why we have not paid it off is because the interest rate is so crazy. That is 1.75%. 1.75% is the interest rate of that particular property, because I was able to negotiate and do all of that. So always negotiate. Always think of what is possible. Do you ever believe that, oh, you know what, it's possible to get a mortgage? This is, I tell you, this is the, in short, rock bottom interest rate that you can ever get in history. 1.75. I'm not VA. So I'm not a vet. So it's not vet. So think about it. Can you see possibilities now? When I started the 61 finance to technology, I created the path of financial freedom myself. For myself, nobody came. If I still remain in finance, there's no way I would have been able to. I would have still been there. Maybe I would have done well. I would have still been okay. But then the journey would just be slower. That's one I can guarantee. So it starts with that income. And that was it for me. Let's keep sharing. Was it during COVID when the interest rate? Yeah, not COVID. When I did the refinance, I think was it 2020, 2021? Yes, after that, around that period, when the interest rate was really low. That's when you did that. That's when I did the refinance. And guess what? Somebody has been living in that house and be paying the mortgage of that house for the past 3 to 4 years. I've left there. The mortgage is almost paid off. Somebody has been paying. So I hear people that say that, oh, you know what? I posted something on my page. I said you can buy a house, live there for 2 years. After 2 years, you use an FHA loan. I mean, you don't need 20% down, by the way. I was the one that pushed myself to do, push the family to do 20%, because I know that if you don't put that 20% down, guess what? Something else was going to take it. It was supposed to, just the same way I said, let's put the down payment of 20% down and let's do 15 years. I wanted to mop out all the excess cash. Remember, at this point, I was already in oil and gas, making extra money, growing. The same thing on the other party as well. We were ready, so it's now becoming, we've increased our income, which is the first step. We've increased the income, which is the first step in the journey. All right? So it was just an avenue to mop off the excess cash. Otherwise, the money that you don't give direction is going to give itself direction. It's going to go into the DoorDash. It's going to be the money that every other person loans from you, right? It's going to be the money that you would use for parties that buy things that you do not need. And that was it. Somebody else had been paying for the house, even if it's just that asset alone, right? And maybe some other things that already crossed the $1 million status. I rent rooms in my houses, and this sometimes it makes you not even feel the interest exactly. So whenever there's impossibility, remember there's the in front of it, and then remove the in and create the possibilities for yourself. And of course, from there, I focused on that income, nailed it down. Right. I focused on that and nailed it on that income because I saw it work the first time. I focused on that and nailed it down, right? On that income, consistently figuring out what is the next thing. So you see me, I'm pivoting. Before I knew it, I moved from that first job. I realized that if I stayed on this job for so long, right, my income is not going to increase. So the next thing is that, what is the next big thing? I started looking for, I'm not looking for the next big stock. I started looking for the next big thing. I pivoted another company. Every single time that I moved, I was getting at least a 10% increment in my income. Every single 2 years or 3 years that I moved, my income increased. When my income increases, I increase my lifestyle at this level, but I increase my investment at this level. So all of those income kept on building me asset upon asset. So whenever you hear me talk about double-digit real estate portfolio, it did not happen in one day. And then, like the strategy of that first house that I talked about, I said it's been rented right now. Does it mean that I go back? I mean, let me just even clarify that. Does it mean that I went back to Chase, my mortgage company, to tell them, oh, mortgage company, now it's being rented. Oh, now I don't need FHA loan. I cannot use FHA. Nobody is checking that anymore. You are not doing anything wrong. It is called the house hacking strategy. You can use an FHA loan, 3 to 5%, if that's all that you have. Buy the house, live there for 2 years. After 2 years, that's the only requirement, that you need to make that property a primary residence for 2 years. After 2 years, move and get to another place, another property. Put another FHA down, another 2, 3 to 5%. Stay there for another, move again. That's a strategy there for you. But I just gave somebody I just gave somebody what he needs right here, right now. And some people so many people were arguing, lies, it's a scam. What product are you selling or what? I was just laughing because some people, even if you leave them with $1 million right now and they're looking at it and you say, take, they would still not take it. They would still say, no, it's not real cash. They will still say, it's not real cash. They'll say, no, it must be fake. Let me go and check it. Let me scan it. Oh, yeah. And then they ask me, how can I become wealthy? Knowledge is power, guys. Let's keep tapping out the live. If you're just joining, welcome in. We are on the path to financial freedom. We're talking about path to financial freedom, building wealth. And I'm just sharing my story for the first time. Maybe it's going to motivate somebody. It's going to help somebody. I did not start out to come discuss this today. I started out to talk about real estate. That's how to buy real estate and how to invest in ETF. Knowledge is power. Seek knowledge, right? Seek knowledge. Some of us are quick to buy all those Gucci shirts, but buy a book, a simple book. Buy a book, a problem. The knowledge is hidden in here, not in that TV that you're watching. Anyway, let's move away from motivation, right? Seek knowledge, right? Not alpha. I'm trying to understand, what is alpha? That's the best read. Oh, there's so many of them. What is alpha? What's that? Please educate me more. Essential planner. I seek to learn, right? So think about it. And that was my own case. That same property, that alone with a little bit more, I've already crossed $1 million. That's just $1 million. Doubled itself. Still looking as pristine as it used to be. Better than ever. And it's going to remain like that. Remember, built from the scratch. Built from the scratch. That on the mortgage almost paid off on that. I can pay it off right now if I want to, but the mortgage, it doesn't make financial sense because the interest is 1.75. That's like free money. Not in the name brand stuff that most people are attracted to instead of investing. Yeah. Because we think that, yeah, you build your equity immediately. Exactly. As a matter of fact, that property, we already had 30,000 equity in the property as we bought it because we built it from scratch. And the developer, the company, the property was worth 350. So they gave us a discount of 30,000 negotiation. So that's another thing for somebody. Negotiate with your builder. Negotiate. Ask them. Right? You want to buy property, ask them. Maybe you want to build from the scratch. For Lanish latest millionaire, ask them, can they reduce your help, pay some of your interest, which is a better option, or can they put something, can they reduce the price, right? Whatever, negotiate. Is there something that they can extend? Okay, they can't do anything. Can you add a patio to it, right? Right? Can you give me this kind of cabinet, a little bit of upgrade on my cabinet? It's money, because that is value. Every time is not about cash. It's not about that. Ask them, can you put fans instead of you putting the lights right there? Can you replace it with fans? What can you give me? Negotiate with your realtor as well. Instead of 3%, okay, you are not doing anything for me because it's a new build. Can you gift me 1.5% of that money, can we share half and half as a gift? Because they cannot give you. I mean, you cannot share that commission. Note that you cannot share. It's not legal. So whenever you are it's illegal when you ask your realtor to say, okay, let's share the commission. No, it's illegal. But what is legal is they can actually gift you. Okay? So does it make sense? Do you understand that? They can gift you some of that money to say, oh, you know what? Because you are a new homeowner, I want to gift you. But they cannot share a commission with you. So know the terms. And if one realtor is not doing it for you, look for another one that is going to do it. That could put another thousands of dollars in your pocket. All right? Especially if it's a new build. All right? Because the seller is going to more like pay them or whatever, right? So they can give you some leeway there. Another gem for you right there. Another gem for you right there. If you are just joining, welcome in. We're talking about the path to financial freedom, ETF, real estate businesses. And I'm also sharing my story of getting to that $1 million status in less than 40. Less than 40. So that maybe it's going to motivate someone, right? It's going to, whenever I call you multi-millionaire or I call you a millionaire, you will know that it's possible. Right? Coming from somebody that have achieved it and not just achieved it, but achieved it in record time. In record time. All right. So click on the follow button if you're just joining. You've been here 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Don't just sit here not doing anything, because you are doing us a disservice. The algorithm doesn't understand. It thinks that, oh, you're not finding this valuable, or it just thinks you're a BOT, or you just think that, oh, you know what, there's just something wrong. So when you don't click on the follow button, you don't tap out the live, you're not sharing out the live, it just triggers something. And Karen, latest millionaire in town, welcome in. So please do not just sit here. And please know that if somebody is following you and is looking like that's not me. If somebody is chatting you up, cryptocurrency, or the same Telegram group, join this Telegram WhatsApp group, it's not me. Okay, it's those scammers. Okay, so be watchful, beware of that. Click on the follow button now, right? Click on that follow button if you have not done so. Also, let's remember to get our daily at me. If you haven't gotten your daily at me, get your daily at me. If you can give the gallery. Only 4 people have gotten their daily at me. Let's be in the habit of getting our daily at me. Let's be in the habit of tapping out the life. These are gems that we're sharing right here, right? I'm sharing real life story. Maybe it's going to motivate you. Maybe it's going to help 1 or 2 people. This is the first time I'm doing this, and I'm probably not going to do it again. And it's just because one person within the community decided to tell us that he turned a millionaire at the age of 40. He's retiring now. It's work optional at 52. Right, Guy Dovon, thank you. Right, he's retiring at 50. He has the option of retiring at 52, but he's just waiting till 55 to get, his work option. Is it possible to pay cash for a house and later finance it with bank to get your money? Absolutely, that is cash out refinance, James. That's cash out refinance. That's what I do. Let's say I want to buy which is my next big project that I'm doing right now. All those 10,000 units. Apartment building, or and all those office spaces, commercial, right? So whenever we're ready, whenever I get the sufficient solid education, because we're talking about a lot, right? The goal is to pull money from, part of it is to pull money from all of those paid off property that you bought cash. So what you basically do is just to cash out refinance. You can do ELOC, you can do home equity line of credit. You do subject to. You do subject to. Please, unit state that. ELOC, right? Explain further. So home equity line of credit, and of course, and of course, cash out refinance. Home equity line of credit is that you get a credit line on that particular equity that you have on that property. That line, right, which is, let's say you have 300,000, right? The bank is going to say, okay, you know what, you have this credit, and it's almost like the money in your bank account, right, of that amount, just like a credit card. You can spend it, right? And you only pay interest on the parts that you spend, right? where you assume a mortgage from pre-foreclosure loans. You see, I don't do creative financing. You do for creative financing. You assume the mortgage. That's a good strategy. So if you have bad credit, let me finish up with let me finish up with James. Let me finish up with James. All right. So you do that's one strategy. The other is that you can outrightly take out the cash, right? But that will restructure your loan. Home equity line of credit does not restructure, right? But the other one, cash out refinance, will restructure your loan. Okay. So you can take the money out and then you can use it for whatever that you want to use it for. Okay. Just make sure that I trust that you're not using it for liability. Huh? I trust I know better. Yeah, okay. You're right. That's creative financing. So guys, whenever I tell you things are possible, what she's saying right there is basically creative financing, whereby the details, the credit and loan details and everything still remains with the seller. Meaning, hold on, Mr. A is selling a property to Mr. B. Mr. A will transfer everything, the title, the deed, and everything to Mr. B after he had made the down payment or an agreement or whatever thing that they agree. And he will say, okay, but I'm going to assume this loan. The loan, the mortgage and everything, the credit, the mortgage is still in the Mr. A's name. The interest rate is still, so let's say the interest rate is 1.75. Mr. B is going to be enjoying 1.75 that Mr. A has. Everything is still remains the same, but the only thing is that Mr. B is the one that will be paying this mortgage. Okay? But also the property is going to be in the name of Mr. B. All right? That's what it is. All right? Come on, tell me. Oh, tell me. Right. That's it. So, I would use the money to buy. I know, absolutely. I know you. I already know. You buy, not just one, you buy multiple. All right. So the thing about it, it's called creative financing. If I post that on my page right now, somebody will say, it's a lie. It's impossible. What you don't know, just say, I don't know. Or just ask, how is it even possible? Is that possible? Okay, educate me. What's the process? Don't just come because you don't know something. Doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. It doesn't. It doesn't. So that's creative financing, right? Coin, latest millionaire in town. Eunice, right? That's the subject to that you just described. The details is still all of the, you're assuming that person's loan, every details. And Eunice, please confirm. And you're still assuming all of that. You're still taking, but guess what you have done for that person? Look at somebody that is already going to foreclosure. Bank is going to take the property from this person in the next 1 month, right? He's going to lose, he's not just going to lose all the money that he has paid before towards mortgage. He's going to, that foreclosure and bankruptcy is the worst thing that can ever happen to anybody. Bankruptcy and foreclosure. Those two things, because it remains in your record for the next 7 years. Yeah. Creative financing. So now you now see someone that says, okay, you know what? This person has not been paying mortgage. Thank you so much. Let's tap out the screen. Let's tap out. Right. Some of them are, and you are coming as a savior because you're saying that, okay, you know what? I'm going to start paying this mortgage. Now, how much do you owe the bank? Maybe you have not paid the bank for the past 6 months, which is why you are going into foreclosure in the first place. I'm going to pay the bank for all the things that you have owed, and I'm still going to give you a little bit to start your life again, maybe to rent a house and this. And guess what? Just put yourself in that person's shoe. This person has not paid mortgage. He's a father of the house. He has lost the job. He doesn't have hope. Exactly. You bought it for 200,000. Exactly. Right? To save, you are saving the situation. So you're helping the person. This person, so the person is already up, the bank is going to take it anyways. And he's going to lose anything. And on top of that, this person is going to be in this mess for the next 7 years. You bought it for 20,000. No, that's a no, you meant 20,000. But you're still going to be paying the mortgage on it, right? You're still going to pay the mortgage on it. There's still going to be mortgage. Yes, you might bring. Yes, exactly. So you literally bought it for 170,000. That's what you bought it for. Because you see how you're assuming the 150,000. So you literally you got the 300,000 home for 170,000. That's what it is. Because you're still going to be paying the mortgage of the 150,000. Right? The remaining, exactly. So those are really the thing you need to. So those are strategies. In this case, you don't use your credit. In this case, all that you have to put in is maybe little money. I don't have money for real estate to buy real estate. I do not have money down payment. Why can't you do wholesaling? You go and look for these kind of deals. You take it to somebody like a Eunice, and the Eunice is going to do what? Right? You take this. You take this kind of property. You tell Eunice that, okay, Eunice, somebody, you can assume this property for another this. Where do you get the information? It's online right there. Go there. Go on Zillow. Go on Zillow. Google pre-foreclosure. It's right there. See. Sometimes the mortgage is almost done, but they need to go to nursing home and they want to sell it. That's the thing. Your county website, it's even on, if you go on Zillow, you would find the information right there. So these are strategies. So, these are strategies that you can, so wholesaling, you would now find, now let me tell you, okay, look at Bash. Bash needs that deal. Okay, now let me now teach you another one. I've given you house hacking today. I've given you creative financing. Now, remember I said I'm teaching real estate. Now we are teaching real estate for real. Remember, I said I'm teaching real estate. Now I'm teaching real estate for real. I started with house hacking. So whoever is smart is already getting the teaching from whatever that this storytelling that we are doing. Right? This storytelling that we're doing. Right? Now, tax and lien deeds, okay? Right? If you are just joining, if you have been sitting there 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, if you have not, click on the follow button. Please, you're doing us a disservice. Click on the follow button. Let's all tap out the live. Let's keep tapping out the live. I know we are all locked in. Click on that follow button. Let's share out the live. Let's tap out the live, right? If you have been sitting, if you are just joining us, welcome in. Click on the follow button. You're doing us a disservice, because the algorithm doesn't understand that you've learned house hacking now. You've learned creative financing. You're about to learn wholesaling. It doesn't understand that. So I'm going to pause. Let's tap out the live. Let's push it another 5,000 taps. Let's share. Value of houses depends on the state here. Absolutely. It's not even just the state, it's the local environment, it's the county, it's the area, it's the, where you are. The things that stop us from doing great is fear and, the Thomas doubt. Let's tap out the live. I'm going to pause for a second. Let's quickly reset the live. Let's tap out the live. Let's get it. Can we get it to 35,000 taps? 45,000 taps. And of course, let's get it to 25 shares. And let me give it a minute. If you have been here for more, you haven't clicked on that follow button, please do that. You're doing us a disservice. Come on, right? Come on. What are we doing? Right? Come on, what are we doing? Let's click on that follow button. Let's get a daily at me. Get a daily at me. If you haven't gifted, let's get your daily at me. If you haven't, if you can give the gallery, that really helps us. Go Popularity helps us as well. Let's share the live as well. I'm going to pause for let's once we get to 45,000, we'll continue. Let's tap out the light. Thank you so much for getting your daily at me. If you haven't gotten your daily at me, only 5 people have gotten their daily at me's. Only 5 people. And if you've been sitting there for more than 2 minutes, right? Come on. Come on. Click on the follow button. Don't just sit here, right? And just take all the information. You're doing us a disservice. Not tapping out the live, not sharing out the live, not getting your daily, not reposting, not doing anything, right? Not doing anything. You're doing us a disservice, right? That's part of the thing that we are talking about, financial freedom, right? You're getting all this information for free, right? But then click because you will tomorrow you are looking for, oh, she said this. Oh, now I want to execute. That's your first leap of faith. The first step to that journey is, okay, now you are getting the education. Let's keep tapping out the light. So you'll be sitting there for more than 2 minutes. 2 minutes, and it's also okay for you to also, scroll. It's not for everybody, like I said. It might not be for you, right? But one thing that we don't want within this community, which is the $1 Million League, is we do not want people that just sit here doing nothing, okay? We don't want that, because we want serious-minded people. This is the $1 Million League, is the community of millionaires. Those that are anticipating to become, their goal is to become a millionaire in dollars someday. So it's not everybody. Then those that are already millionaires and they want to become multi-millionaires. Those are the people here, right? So if that's not like you, well, it's okay, right? Click, you can also, scroll. It's not respectfully, right? We respect you, yeah. And if you're just meeting me, I'm Dr. Lina. I'm a doctor of business. I'm not Dr. Alias. I have my doctorate degree in strategic business and information management system. And of course, I'm a vice president of technology. That's my day job. So it tells you something. Income is key in the equation. I've heard that earlier many, many times, right? You've heard that many, many times. I'm also, because I have my doctorate degree, I'm into academia as well. I'm into the academia. So I am also a professor. I teach AI, cybersecurity, deep learning, and information management system. I'm a chartered accountant and also an economist. And, I chase money to technology. Right? Because guess what? I prioritize my financial freedom over every other thing. I prioritize my wealth building over every other thing. Right? So that's what I did. And of course, I have been investing for close to 2 decades. Okay. I own and manage double-digit real estate portfolio, and I've been investing for close to, started with stock option, even with my first employer, right? That's when I started with stock options. And since that time, I've been investing. I've lost money, I've made money, right? So with all these beautiful things that you hear here, there's also the bad side. There's the bad side, there's eviction. I've gone through evictions. I have lost $99,000. Yeah, in the stock market, but guess what? I have made millions of dollars in the real estate, the same real estate. I've had vacancies. As a matter of fact, I have maybe 2 or 3 vacancies right now, because all of my lease ends during the summer. All of my lease end during the summer break, so that that's the peak season, so I can get the houses, and it's being managed by the, yeah. So we have situations like that. So if you are wondering, oh, what if the house is vacant? Yes, it's going to be vacant at some point, because somebody is going to move, and you have to make sure that you use the security deposit to repair it. So it's going to be vacant, maybe 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, 3 months, whatever. I've not healed from the losses. Exactly. You see, all of them are talked about the wins, but there's also losses. Everybody gets to, it's just like you take the risk, but guess what? If your wins are more than your losses, then you're in the right thing. If your wins turned you to become a millionaire, then keep your wins, right? It means that the losses had zero effect on you. It has zero impact. That losses is a function. That losses, what it helped you to do is to learn, right? It just taught you something, learning, okay? Learning. In my own case, it taught me 99,000 that I lost. It was worse during the COVID. Okay. The 99,000 that I lost was a learning for me to stop chasing hypes, to stop trading, day trading, options trading. Then that was what taught me that there are different types of investors in the stock market. There are four, as a matter of fact, four categories. They are the ones that are gamblers. I did gambling, which is options trading. Gambled, right? Gambled. My friend even lost $50,000 in 5 days. Literally lost 10,000 every single day to options trading. It was Tesla options trading. It was Tesla's options trading, and lost $50,000 in 5 days. 5 days. Okay, 5 days was what it took, right? So that one, so they're gamblers. Then we also have the, what's it called? The other group of people. We have the gamblers, we have the speculators, right? Oh, I believe, I hope it will be this, but there's no reason, there's no justification. Let's share the life. Let's share the life. Let's share the life. If you're just joining, yeah, and we are almost at 45,000. Let's get it to 50,000 as well. Let's share the life. Thank you so much. Get your daily at me if you haven't gotten your daily at me. Thank you so much. And if you're sitting at 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 2 minutes, whatever, how many minutes, click on that follow button so that we can welcome you in. So there's the gamblers and then there's speculators. No data, no research. They just speculate. I think, I assume, I know, or whatever, with no data behind it. That's the second one. Then there's number three, right? There's number three, which is another category. Do you use property management agents? No, I manage my properties myself. Remember, I said I own and manage double-digit real estate portfolio. Okay, manage. There's emphasis on manage, right? But you can use property managers, right? But it's just my own preference because I don't see what those managers are doing. They are not managing nada, nothing. Oh my. No managing. Yeah. Okay. So I can connect with me on what I mean by that, or I'll tell a story for another day. All right, so that one on the side. What was I saying? Then we have the third group. Okay, we have the third group. The third group is those are traders, and a lot of people confuse traders with investors. Traders are the people that are buying and selling in under 2 minutes. They make their money. They are out, right? You know, those are traders. Like they're full. Those are the people on the Wall Street. Those are people that So you need to know what your goal is, right? I am not a trader. They make short sales, right? Just the same way I don't do fix and flip, right? Because I'm an investor. I'm a buy and hold, right? And lastly is the investors. This is this community. We're building generational wealth, right? We're investing in things like ETFs, long-term investing, medium-term investing, moderate risk investing. And what taught me all those things? It was that 99,000 loss. That 99,000 loss triggered something in my brain that never changed. And so today, if the market is up, is down, I don't care. I am buying like a clockwork. Today, VOO is at 717. 717 is the unit of VO. Did you see that? I was like, what? 717. I was literally talking to one of my one person that was in my mentorship program. We literally just set up everything for her 2 weeks ago. It was 6:36 whatever, 6:45 or 650. Set it up for her. I am sure a portfolio had jumped like crazy right now. I'm sure she's hugging me and she's still the same person that wanted to buy SpaceX. And she said, Dr. Lina, if you're not buying SpaceX, I am not buying. I'm going to do exactly what you're doing. Even though everybody was telling her, buy. And because I did not buy, she said, I am not buying. She said, the day you are buying, that's when I'm buying. Julio, latest millionaire in town. She said, the day we are buying, right? True, if you are here, let me know, okay? The day you are buying, she would have lost money, but now she's gained a lot. I mean, I can imagine what her portfolio looks like. That was just 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago. Queen, latest millionaire in town. Right? That's what you make money when you are long term. Exactly. You make money. All right, let me continue. So there are different strategies when it comes to real estate. Okay. Okay, let me quickly roll through my story. So number one, increase your income, which is what my number one story. Number two of my story was I was always looking for ways, like I was always negotiating my income by moving to the next job. Yours might be negotiate with your employer, right? I told everyone not to, expected the stock to not do very well. It was overpriced. You told people. See, can you see the similarities with investors right now? I don't know James. I don't know him. But look, can you see the mindset? He did a research. That's a mindset right there. That's it. Anyway, let's continue. So increase my income. And if you're just joining, click on that follow button. You're just joining. Click on that follow button. We'll soon be wrapping up with the live, but I will make sure that I still touch real estate. But let me quickly rush through my own story of getting to that $1 million status, multi-million dollar status before 40. Before 40. All right. Bought the first property every single time, right? From that time, every single time that my income increased, right? Where it's towards the goal was two things. Work harder, work smarter. Meaning, if I had the opportunity of getting additional income, I get it. All right. Maybe there's a consultation or whatever. I get such opportunities. It was to increase my income so far as the legal way. That was it. And whenever the income increases, my lifestyle remained increased a little bit, but remained the same. Okay. So you see that over time, this gap becomes wider. Kelvin, okay? Latest millionaire in time. The gap was like this initially. When I was in finance, the gap was like this. This is income. This is my expense. But then over time, lifestyle shifted. Income went up like this. Over time, lifestyle shifted like this. Income went way higher. Over time, lifetime went up like this. Income went all the way. So, and as the gap was getting wider, that wealth too was going to one thing called investing. Initially, it was going towards saving, and I realized that it wasn't growing. It was going towards savings, and I realized, I'm not doing this. Then it started going towards investing. I made a mistake, lost 99,000, and then got my mistake fixed. I started, and in all those processes, I am also maintaining remember, stock options. So I was having stock options, 0.2%, right? I was getting my stock options. I was still doing my 401k. If opportunity, for every employer that had 401k, I was doing it. I was only keeping so if they said, 3%, I will match that 3%. So I was growing my 401k portfolio. I don't even, whenever I talk about my $1 million status, I'm not even looking at the one in retirement. I'm not even taking that into account, right? So that's a different thing, because I always max out what my employer, right? And then what I did not start early is I did not start Roth. That's the only one I did not start early, right? And so I'm also real estate license needed here. No, you don't need a real estate license. I don't have a real estate license because I'm not a realtor. I mean, whatever we are talking about is even different. A realtor is an employee. A real estate investor is an investor. A realtor is an employee. Those are the people that need real estate license. A real estate investor does not. Right. You don't need it, okay? You don't need it, okay? Clear? All right. I don't have a real estate license, okay? If you are just joining, welcome in. Go to Financial Freedom. Click on that follow button. If you are just joining, click on the follow button. We'll soon be wrapping up with the live. To be an investor, you don't need to go into. No, you don't. You don't. At times, it could even be conflicting, and it can have some tax impact. You can, maximizing Roth every year for 20. Yeah, you are being. Yeah, awesome. Right? You need money, mindset, and your niche. Okay. Exactly, in your area, core area, right? So let your core area be this: investing. That's your core area, right? Businesses in real estate and ETF. If you're looking for the niche is not far-fetched. Right here, the multi-millionaire wealth blueprint. All right. So, and increase every time that income increase, lifestyle increases a little bit, but investment increased. So it means that my wealth was going towards investment. It was pulling towards ETF. Is it that was going to 401k, it was going into brokerage account, and then I'll put it in ETF. Then when the money grows, okay, initially it was stocks, but when I started losing money, I put it in ETF. When it grows, once it grows or whatever, the minute I find my next property that I want to buy, and I make sure one other thing, all the properties I buy it at a discount. So at least I must have at least 20% equity. So meaning I'm buying property that is 240,000, it's worth 320,000. And if I can pay cash for it, if I had that money at that time, I'm paying cash for it. And then I can take out the cash later. All right. How is your tax advantage? What do you mean? How is your tax on? I don't understand what that means. All right. Yeah. So every single, another secret, I use my deferred money to purchase a property this year. What is your deferred money? Okay. What's your deferred money? Right. I'm liking that unit. I'm liking all those perspective. Right. I'm liking all those, I don't know everything. I'm also learning in this process. So I take all of this money, every single, oh, you mean extra money, right? Your wealth too, your income minus your expense. You take the money and you're buying the property, right? Or what's that deferred money? Please clarify what that is. My deferred compensation, money for, oh, your 401k, you took, that one is very, very tricky, right? Except you are very, very good at it, right? You're good at it. I'm always very careful to use anything your retirement, you want to take a loan from your 401k and buy real estate. I'm always wary of it, because if that thing goes out sideways, there's nothing for the future, okay? So, but I mean, you already have multiple, so you already know what you're doing, all right? So I get you, right? Yeah, not on the traditional 401k. Not okay. So which one? All right. Perfect. So in my own case, I take so difference, every difference, I take that money, I use it to buy property every single year. So if there's a year I'm buying 1, 2, 3, whatever I make that money, that's 401k, we only give you 20%, right? So what's the deferred? Educate us. What's the deferred one? Which one is the right? Which one are you talking about? The one from other employers or what? All right. So every single year I'm taking that money. If I can pay it off and buy one, and I realized that I could take tax advantages. So real estate wasn't just about, initially when I even started real estate, I was doing the 529 for the kids. And I realized that the money wasn't growing. I realized that this thing is not making sense for me. It make sense. I realized that how am I going to go about this? What if these kids I'm grooming them to get scholarship? Let's keep tapping out the life. If you're just joining, welcome in, click on that follow button if you haven't done so. So, and that's how I even got into real estate initially. That's how I got into real estate initially. Aside from our primary residence, and every single year, I was like, okay, instead of let's use the money that we're paying in for 529, let's put it into real estate. Let's use it as a down payment for the real estate, right? So we started collating that. We put it into real estate. We bought the first one, bought it like that, and we realized that because of this income is high now, you're paying more taxes, you're doing all of that. But then the fact that you have real estate depreciation, you are able to claim depreciation, you are able to claim all those property taxes, the interest, the insurance, all those things, vacancy, right? You can actually use it to reduce your income, your traditional, all of those repairs, those major repairs that you made, you can use it to reduce your end income. That's my paycheck. I can use it to reduce it so that I can reduce how much I pay in taxes. To bring it to perspective, one of my friends what is the minimum amount I can invest in real estate? It depends on the property you want to buy. Minimum amount, as a matter of fact, to invest in real estate, you can invest $1 by going the route of REITs, put it in a real estate investment trust. But that's on the stock market side, if you are looking for minimum investment. But then it depends, 3 to 5% if you are using FHA or VA, If you're a vet, you can be able to. So there's so many. What is the kind of property that you want to buy? Are you using creative financing? Are you what sort of, somebody just said 20,000. If your property is 100,000, it's going to be different from your city and all of those things. So those are the things that you need to know. But if you want to know get some information, go on my YouTube page, Money Talk with Dr. Lina. Make sure you subscribe. Don't just watch. You will see some tips and some information right there. For buying a house, 401k allows 20% down payment. Okay. Yeah, for investment property. That's for investment property. But if it's FHA loan, that's different. You can borrow 50% of your money as a loan, use it for a down payment. Yeah, and pay yourself. I know that you can take more. You can take up to, certain amount, right? But explain to us what's the deferred 401k is what I do not know. The deferred 401k and you pay yourself. You be the one to. I don't like to teach this because a lot of people, they gamble this money and then their future is the money that they're supposed to use for 401k, they lose it. But the way it works is that you can take a loan from your 401k and then you are going to be paying yourself, right? You agree that, okay, I'm going to pay a certain interest every single month, right? You're paying yourself every single month, just like you are your own bank. Right, you are your own bank, whereby you can actually you're going to be paying yourself a certain interest. You can say, oh, I'm going to be paying 1% interest. I'm going to pay 2% interest. I'm going to pay half, whatever interest that you say is what it is, and you'll be paying yourself because it's your 401k is your money. Okay, right? That's mostly for state or federal employees. Oh, okay. So, yeah, okay, for government, right? Okay. I get you. All right. So, and in my own case, I started buying real estate and realized that I was getting discounts I was able to reduce. I mean, what was even most intriguing, it wasn't even the fact that the property was going up. It was the fact that I could buy a property at a discount, meaning get equity up front. I'm buying a property, I already have $50,000, less of the market value. So that is 50,000 free money for me. That was one. Number two was the fact that I could rent it and somebody is paying me. Okay, let's even say that if somebody is not paying me, but the property is also still appreciating in value. That's the other thing. And then let's even assume that it's vacant. I can actually use it to reduce my taxable income, which is my end income, to say that, okay, I did not get any money. So Uncle Sam, pay me back. Right? Pay me back. So tax real estate gives you what? This is where it beats ETF hands down. ETF will give you growth, right? I bought VOO for 285. Now it's at 717. That is growth, right? Decent. Another thing, it can also be giving me dividends. That's dividends income. So the fact that I own VOO, I could also be they can be doing profit sharing with me. But when it comes to real estate, you are going to get the growth, meaning the property doubles its value every 10 years. One. Number two, that's a growth. Number two is cash flow. Tenant is paying you every single month for staying in that property. That is cash flow. That's the second thing. Okay? ETF has the same thing as well, depending on which one you're buying. Number three is what? Equity. Right? Either first equity or equity over time and all of that. That's the other one. You can find. Then number four is tax advantages. This is the reason why the multimillionaires and the billionaires, they have real estate, huge real estate in their portfolio. Huge. Why? Because of tax advantages. Guess what? You can simply buy 2 goats and put 2 hens in your yard, and that house qualifies as a farm, and that literally reduces your taxes maybe from $10,000 to maybe $500. I'm not saying it works like that directly, but that's what someone like Donald Trump did. that is paying $200, or how much is he paying on his house, his ranch. That's how much he's paying. That's one. The you can file a loss for months you never had tenants. Exactly. That's the other one. Property taxes. Oh, the property tax is high. That's why I'm not buying real estate. You file that property taxes is automatic reduction. Then they get the farm subsidies. Exactly. Exactly, guys. But the middle class, the only thing we think about is when you talk about real estate, the only thing you think about is, oh, you know what, is toilet. I don't want to be the cleaner of toilet for my tenant. Who is a toilet cleaner if not you? You cannot be a toilet cleaner for your tenant. I'm not saying literally, but let's say that toilet cleaner for your toilet, it turns you to a millionaire. But you can't do that. But you can go and be going to go to clock in every single day. Slavery, modern day slavery. Right? I'm based in UAE. How can this education help? I'm really much interested. How it can help is that real estate is still there. They've tried to invite me to invest in UAE. The reason why is that the tax advantages are even more because you don't pay tax. Sadrin, latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. You can use it because your taxes are even way lower. All those taxes that we are talking about. You are getting all your money. You are getting your rent. You don't pay. I don't even think you pay property tax. All those things is free. It's free. You don't. That's why a lot of people are actually investing in, right? A lot of people are actually investing in UAE. That's why a lot of billionaires are going to places like what's this place that I went to? Monaco, UAE. They are putting their wealth there because there is no taxes. So you can do the same thing. Even put more money in your pocket. Just do whatever we're talking about right now. Buy real estate, rent it out. Somebody pays you, you don't pay taxes on it, or you pay minimal taxes on it because your own taxes is even way lower. That's the other thing. Depreciation is the fourth one. After depreciation is part of the taxes. So you remember we talked about property doubles its value in 10 years. You see people that the wealthy people, we wealthy people, because they are in the ends of power. I mean, let me even explain this. They say that Roth IRA, let's say Roth IRA, if you earn $150,000, you cannot contribute to it. But you can actually open a traditional Roth IRA, pay the taxes in that, and then put it in the Roth IRA. And that's legitimate. How is it different? How is it different? Backdoor Roth. How? And so do the math in your like, wherever, one thing that you understand is that where there is money and they put the rules, right? And the multi-millionaires realize that this rule is not in their favor and they want to make the money. They will create the rule. They will look for the way legitimately to still achieve that goal and still make money. They remove the impossibility. Don't forget about 1031 exchange. Eunice, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Like, repeat the Roth again. Click on that follow button. Everyone, if you have not clicked on the follow button, because the gems that we are giving out tonight, trust me, people pay thousands and thousands of dollars to learn it. Thousands of dollars. So if you'll be sitting here for more than 2 minutes, I plead with you. I am begging you, click on the follow button. Otherwise, it's okay for you to scroll. Because what you are learning today, trust me, what you are learning today, if you put them to use, in short, we don't need to give you the explanation. Just be writing them down and go and do the research yourself. Write it, go and do the research yourself, because all the gems between myself, because it's like 3 powerhouse, I'm not the only one teaching today. There's the James, there's the Eunice, 3 people are the people teaching today. Not just me. So if you are seated here, it's okay. It's okay. I beg you in God's name. Scroll if you are not clicking on the follow button. If you are not tapping out the live, if you are not sharing out the live, if you are not getting the daily at me, please, it's okay. Go. You're free to go. All right? But you're going to be here and taking all these things. Please, click on that follow button. Thank you so much. All right? I'm going to give he's already falling off. Like Win, thank you so much for the clap. Like Win, latest millionaire in town. Lawrence, latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. Because whatever we are giving out today, if you just take it today, you do the research yourself. Trust me, not becoming that millionaire is on you. If anybody is still in this life, today's life, what's today's date? Today is the 13th of August. If you are in today's life, you are here and you still live and you still remain and you don't get to that millionaire status, it's on you. Okay? It's on you. I am not kidding. It's on you. Roth IRA, what I said was there's a backdoor, because with Roth IRA, you only have one. Choices have consequences. So if you are just new here, if you are just joining, click on the follow button. As a matter of fact, the mods are going to go in there, and if you have not clicked on the follow button, we start blocking you. Okay, it shows that you are not interested. It's not meant for you. We want only serious people. We only want serious people here today. Only serious people. You can come back tomorrow. Okay, Delphine, latest millionaire in town. You can come back tomorrow. All right. We'll start blocking if you don't click on that follow button. I mean, that's the minimum thing to say, okay, I'm serious. Click on the follow button, tap out the live, share out the live. The mods are going to start blocking all of you. Thank you. All right. Because today is different. After today, you can come back again. All right. So click on the follow button if you have not done so, because we're giving gems. All right. So I'm going to be teaching. So Roth IRA, if you are making let's say, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. If the mods are not even going to be blocking, I'm going to start doing that myself here. I'm going to start doing that myself. So you can already excuse yourself if you are here. Okay, you can start doing that, right? Enough of us giving us free things. The minimum is for you. Like, you need to lean forward to click on that follow button first, right? You can just, some people have been here for hours and they're still here, not clicking on that follow button. So Roger Shark is being blocked. Okay, so if you don't click on that follow button, we are doing that right now. Okay, it's okay. All right, we need to make sure that it's only serious people that we have here. All right. So if you don't want to be blocked, click on that follow button right now. But it's okay for you to move on if you know that it's not. Yeah. You can come back tomorrow. All right. Prince, you are being blocked. All right. You are being blocked as well. All right. So we'll continue with that. We'll continue with that. So if you want to, you find this valuable, click on that follow button. With enough of the free things again. Enough of, so Roth IRA. So if you are just joining, please click on the follow button, tap out the live, get your daily at me. Don't just sit here, right? Don't just sit here and just take all the information. There's 3 people teaching today. Don't just sit here. Otherwise, the mods are going to get you blocked. Okay. You can be back later. All right. So the Roth IRA, okay. The Roth IRA, the benefit of the Roth IRA is that you pay the taxes and then the money grows all the way. Okay. The money grows all the way. And because you put it in investment, the money grows all the way. That's the difference between it and 401k. If it grows all the way, you do not pay any tax. So you put 100,000 because you have paid taxes on that 100,000 over time. Your 1 million, it becomes $1 million. All that you get is $1 million. Okay, all that you get is $1 million. However, the government, because it's such a very good investment tool, right, for retirement, the government has said that, okay, if you make certain income, so it's more of for low income earners, to help low income earners. Okay, that's what it is for. Any income, anyone that is above 150,000, I want to believe, and as a couple, maybe as a family, you're making 250,000, you cannot contribute to this. All right, because it's such a very, very good investment account. So now the multimillionaires, they are saying, or the wealthy, those people with that bracket, 150,000 and above, and 250,000 as a family, you're saying, no, we have to contribute to this thing. Even if all these people, they will not be the only one enjoying it. Because guess what? When you do it that way, government wants to make more money, right? Because government is losing more money, not with this kind of account. Okay? It's losing money on it. That's why they don't want the higher bracket tax bracket people to put money there. But then the higher tax bracket people was like, no, we have to create our own part. So what they do is that you open your own self-directed, your own IRA, okay? And you contribute there traditionally. Like, meaning you are going to be, you pay there, but you will pay the tax upfront. Remember, with your 401k, you don't pay taxes. You don't pay taxes. So at retirement, you pay taxes on that. NOMC, latest millionaire income. Now, when it comes to so you contribute to that, then once you contribute, because you have paid the tax, then you can now transfer this money into the Roth, okay, which is called the back door. That's it. That's it. Tell me, how is it different from they remove the tax and you pay directly into the Roth? Tell me. Tell me. Tell me how it is different. Because please, somebody educate me. I've thought of that thing in my, I'm like, this is daylight robbery. How is it different? How is it? It's just like pass-through accounts. That's what's the only thing that is different. Pay the taxes. That's it. The only thing is that pay the taxes and just put it in. That's it. But the middle class, they will give a justification why I should not put money there. Why you should not. The wealthy is looking for how to put money there. That's one. Now let's back to real estate. Eunice earlier talked about, does that answer the question? The person that asked about, can we repeat myself? If you're just joining, click on that follow button. Welcome in. We're talking to parts of financial freedom. That's what we're talking about. The 31 exchange. Okay. Eunice, the 31 exchange, another wealth building. There's so many strategies when it comes to real estate. That is real estate strategy right there. 31 exchange. Whenever you sell real estate, okay, you pay capital gain taxes on it. Just the same way when you sell your stocks, except like a Roth IRA, you that's the only one that you don't pay taxes. You would have paid taxes up front. So when you sell it, it's not going to be taxed. Okay, it's free. But that's when it comes to real estate, if you buy real estate and you sell it, you're going to pay capital gain on the difference between the purchase price and the growth on that property. Let's say the property you bought it 200,000 is now worth 300,000. You're going to pay capital gain taxes on 100,000, right? Now, because we have so many multimillionaires playing in this space, you know what they did? They said, oh, you know what? What if I don't like that property again, but I want to go and buy another property? There has to be a way. There has to be something for us. I mean, come on now. There has to be something for us. I mean, why should I pay capital gain taxes? Capital gain tax on this thing because I don't need the money. I'm just going to go put the money. I'm going to just buy the next available property, right? I just want the next property. I want to move from this single family homes. It's not working for me. I want to just buy one. What's it called? Storage facility, because this one is stressing me. I don't want to be cleaning out toilet, but I just want storage facility. So far, you buy this property and you identify another property, I think within 60 days. I've never done it. Within 60 days, you are able to, you don't pay capital gain taxes within that. You don't pay capital gain taxes. So far, you transfer the money, you sell this within the sales date, you identify the property and you close. So they make the time short. So you take the money, you put it straight into, I want to just buy a hotel building. I don't even want to do hotel. I want to do, storage facility, office spaces, maybe apartment complexes, 10,000 units. And I just handle it to somebody, property manager, handle. I'm good. So, and office spaces, maybe not office spaces, like retail, whatever. Yeah. And storage facilities. Once I'm done with that, get maybe a couple of McDonald's, or I don't even want food. A couple of those businesses lined up. I'm good. Done. So 31 exchange is if you're able to identify another property within that period, and you're able to get the other property, transfer this money to this property, right? Then, you don't pay taxes on it. But you sold your house just because you need the money, right? You need the money. You're going to pay capital gain taxes on it. That's why the wealthy is moving. They are becoming wealthier by the day. Manke, click on the follow button. No, I don't. I think it does. It's not 31 exchange. It's something else. It's something else. But I think if you can sell within 30 days, if you sell and you buy back within or something, there's something like that as well. You short, yeah. Okay, Manke, welcome in. If you're like Manke and every other person, if you're just joining, click on the follow button. Right, click on that follow button and don't go and unfollow me after, because if you do that, I'm looking at you, okay? Because somebody will just come. You've not clicked on the follow button and you're asking, oh, this. I think there is something there. But I'll get to it, Manke. Give me 1 second. Another thing that the wealthy does is instead of try to sell stocks and get ETF, right? Or you're trying to Google it, okay? Batch, Google that. Google it. I think you can, and within whatever, I think you can, right? Is this only in the state or everywhere? In the state. I'm talking about the United States 1031 exchange. You need to check your local, you can, what I'll typically do if it's in another country, I'm in the United States, so there's some things that will come in naturally, okay? Because I'm in the United States, right? So you want to check what is the equivalent of 1031 exchange in my country. That's what I would do, right? That's what I would Google and see if it exists, okay? Tax loss harvesting. Yes, tax loss harvesting. Thank you so much. Is it tax loss harvesting? No. Tax loss harvesting is, no, that's not tax loss harvesting. That's not tax loss harvesting. Eunice, you're just making my brain. So Google what that is. The other person that asked about it, I want to believe that you can sell, I think within certain number of the same month or something, and you buy it, you should be able to sell. Yeah, you should be able to, just Google it. I want to believe that there's something like that. Tax loss harvesting, on the other hand, is like, I lost $99,000. Every single year, I can claim up to $3,000 to reduce my taxes, right? As a loss, just like real estate, right? Real estate doesn't have a cap. Real estate doesn't have a cap. But when it comes to stock market, which is the reason, another advantage of real estate over ETF or the stock market, the cap that you can is 3,000, right? Please, Eunice, correct me. Maybe exchanging the funds. Yeah, just check. I want to believe it's not exchanging funds. It's not. I think it doesn't trigger a taxable event if you buy and the same thing. One of them, I'm not sure, but yeah. But tax harvesting just is basically claiming. So like that, my 99,000 right now. You imagine how many years it's going to take me every single year to say, oh, 3,000, I lost 3,000. In short, I don't keep track of it anymore. I don't keep track of it. It takes you forever to say, oh, you know what, I lost this money. To say, oh, yeah, one of them, I'm not sure. Okay, K, latest millionaire in town. We'll still be wrapping up with the live. Join us tomorrow. We'll talk about real estate as well. And also we talk about protection. So please, what was it? Let me see. Trying to, yeah. Just check Bash, okay? Bash, check that, okay? Check that. I want to, and come back to us. I want to believe that there's something. Then the other one that they do. The other one, the multimillionaires. You see, the wealthy will continue to become wealthy. They become wealthier. The wealthy becomes wealthier. Why? And the middle class becomes, because they go down like this. The wealthy goes up like this because they seek for knowledge. They remove the impossibility. The mindset, that's why I focus so much on the mindset. Is the mindset. The mindset shift. You see, the mindset shift can move you from living paycheck to paycheck to becoming a millionaire. That's why you see me focus on the mindset more than even the teaching at times on investing and all of that. Because the minute it clicked in my head that I need to stop saving, that was what changed it for me. Yes, because the system, let me give you another instance. I have $1 million in asset. And everything is in VOO. I bought VOO from when it was $275. Today is at $717, right? So it means that I would have, give or take, I should have close to like $3 million. This is hypothetical. I should have close to like $3 million, right? Basically, right? That's what I should have. But all I put in was how much? Maybe $1 billion. Now, I need money. I want to invest in something else. I want to buy real estate. I want to buy a 1,000 or 5,000 unit apartment. Okay? I need money. But if I know I have this money, I want to liquidate it. Okay? Compound interest effect, right? I want to liquidate it. If I liquidate it, I'm going to pay, my tax bracket is almost like over 32%, 28. I need to check what it is. 28 to 32% thereabout. So it means that I'm going to pay about 30% or 20 something percent or whatever capital gain tax is on 2 million, because the growth is about 2 million, right? 30%. So 30% of that's going to be 20, that's of 2 million, that's going to be 10%, 200. I'm going to pay maybe like 600,000 or 500,000 in capital gain taxes. That's what I would have paid. But guess what? You know what the multimillionaire does? The wealthy, you know what they do? I want to take 2 million. They know that the VOO is still going to go to what? It's going to go to maybe $1,000 or maybe $1,500 because of the quality of companies. Like an S&P 500 is what I mean. The Vanguard managed S&P 500 is what I mean by, if you are wondering what VOO is a type of ETF, right? That, it has returned averagely 8 to 10% in the past 30 to 40 years. It has the top 500 companies in the United States. And like Google, Amazon, all those, Microsoft, Nvidia, they're there. And in the past, how many years? In the past 10 years, it's returned between 14 to 15%. Now, remember, the growth is 2 million. I should pay normally capital gain of taxes. It should go to Mr. IRS 500,000. So I want to take this money out. What is the millionaire? The normal people, but what about other countries? Anybody can buy ETF from anywhere in the world. Who says? Everybody, you are in Nigeria, you can buy You can buy it. You can buy this. You can buy it. You can buy ETF from anywhere in the world. You can buy the one in your country. You can buy the one in the United States as well. So let me just finish this gist. You know what they would do? The middle class would say, I've made more money. I mean, I'll take 1.5 million over, because I put in 1 million, right? I can take 1.5 million out, right? I mean, it's still profit. You know what they would do? Do you need to have multiple ETF or just a few? Just a few. Just a few. Even with 3 or 4, you can already invest in, even with one, you can invest in the entire US stock market, right? You can invest in the entire, which is about 3,600 companies. You can, that's it, or your own country, whatever, right? So now we can invest on stock, bonds, and build real estate, even in your anywhere, right? Anywhere. So because I have real estate outside of the United States, and I have stocks outside of the United States. Okay, I have in the United States and I have outside of. So far, you have the residency of that country or whatever, or what it takes. But even with ETF, you don't need the residency of any other country, right? So all you need is your brokerage account opened, and then you can invest in. You can buy the S&P 500, like this one I'm talking about. It's pretty good. If it's one of those ones that I would, that I always give for free, right? Then you can research the other ones. Okay, watch what you feed your mind. Exactly. Learn to invest on knowledge for your mind. Exactly. Your mindset first. Your mind first. If you are just joining, we are wrapping up the live in the next few minutes. Click on the follow button. Join us tomorrow. I think tomorrow I will teach all of those strategies on real estate, and also start. Tomorrow is Friday. Maybe I think protection, real estate. I'll still touch on a couple of things, and maybe as the spirit leads. All right. So what would the wealthy do? The middle class would sell and say, okay, you know what? Let me pay taxes, 500,000. Either ways, I've made 1 point. Yes, social wealth. Okay, that's it. Social wealth. Yeah, just see social wealth. Your network is your net worth. You are smart. I like that. All those things that you're saying. I like that. Your top friends determine your net worth. Exactly. Right? So, what was I saying? So the middle class is going to sell and say, oh, you know what? Uncle Tax, take your 500,000. I've made 1.5 million. But guess what? The multimillionaire never leave money on the table. You know what they will do? They will take a loan against that. They will take a loan against that, whatever. Thank you so much. Get to your daily at me. They will take a loan. The loan, they will take that. How much do they want to take? They will take that 2 million loan from that asset. Remember, they have because you and I might not be able to take loan directly on those, might not be able to take it, but they'll be able to take the leverage. They take the loan, they take their 2 million, they go and buy their whatever. Guess what? They are going to be paying little interest. They pay interest on that loan. They use that, they pay interest on it. Okay? They pay the interest. And of course, maybe the interest is at 5%. They're getting return on this, whatever, maybe at 15%. Guess what? They don't have the plan to pay that thing back, because they still have this asset. They still have they still have that unit. Maybe it was 1,000 units of VOO. Chantel, latest millionaire in town. They still have 1,000 units of that VOO. And that VOO, they know that it's still going all the way, still going to become. The leverage is only on, it doesn't still stop the growth on that particular stocks or ETF. The stock is still growing. As it grows, the only thing is that they just literally, guess what? They literally just took their money. It's a loan. They can decide not to pay the loan back. What's going to happen? They will sell the equivalent of that stock. Does that make sense? They will sell or if the stock goes down, what's the worst thing that can happen? They can literally take that 3 million out or whatever. They don't pay the taxes. They just use the loan and decide not to pay back. If the stock goes down, it's none of their business. They have already taken. Do you know what they just literally do there? They've already taken their money out. So at the end of the day, they did not pay that 500,000. So at the end of the day, they can decide not to even touch it again and not look at it. At this point, the stock becomes zero. It does not become anything. It's none of their business. They can decide to just walk away, cash out free, 3 million without paying anything, 500,000. That's what Elon Musk did when he wanted to buy, what's it called, Twitter. They said, come and buy. Take your capital and worry less. Come on, but he said, I don't have money to whatever. He said, but I have the multi-millionaire. Oh my goodness, the wealthy. That's why they would always become wealthy. They have all this tax strategy. That's why they have tax advisor. They have all this advisor. They look for the loophole. Why you think that, house hacking is not possible? You cannot be using FHA loan or conventional loan every single month, every single 2 years. You're saying is impossible, is a lie. Somebody is doing what is even more? What is even way more in millions, right? So one thing that I just want us to learn today is they have the best CPA too. The best CPA, the best tax consultant, the best legal team to protect them. I know of somebody that sold the asset worth about $200 million, and because of that, relinquished everything that is ties with the United States, moved to UAE, got his 200,000 tax free. Got into the 200,000. Why do you think they are all having things in Monaco? In UAE, you think they love it so much, even though Monaco is beautiful. I've been there. Monaco. Oh, y'all, that's another level. That's another level of wealth. That's another raw. The United States is child's play. Child's play. When you say wealth, Monaco it is. Like you can literally, I literally stood at a spot, and in 5 minutes, I saw 5 Rolls Royce. Not that, regular people just driving. 5 Rolls Royce, 7 Bentleys, 10 whatever. Mercedes is not, they don't drive all those. Mercedes is not, they don't, it's what's this one? What's this Mercedes? What's it called? Maybach. That's the Mercedes those are the Mercedes they do there. They don't do all those baby Mercedes. Like in one spot, like just stay there. And these are not just the common. So when I say the Rolls Royce, it has to be in powdered blue, and the interior has to be all white with a tint of gold. There is the level to this level of wealth, guys. Money is good. Don't let anybody deceive you, guys. Money is good. Money is good. It hands the BS. Money is good. Don't let any pastor or anybody tell you the excessive love, right? Money is good. Because that's the other brainwash. Money will even help the kingdom work to even move faster. Because that's the other brainwash as well. Like money, when you love money, you're chasing money. But what are you chasing? You're chasing all this. Right? You are chasing all this. The peace wealth, the time wealth, the money wealth, your health wealth, right? Social wealth. That's all that you're chasing. It's not just money. Investment is good, but guess what? What are we talking about today? Your freedom. Ultimately, because when you have the money, your freedom is around the corner. What built the church is money. Right? Your freedom is around the corner. Stop thinking that. Remove the cap. Remove that. Right? You are the one. There's a ceiling to that, your income. You only have 24 hours a day. Take just the summary of this, and I'm going to wrap up here. Join us tomorrow. Click on the follow button. We're wrapping up here. Right? One of the things, just to recap, your freedom is in your hand. Building wealth is in your hand. Right? Remove the impossibilities. Think about it. How can I make it possible? Stop acting wealthy. Be actually wealthy. What does it take to be wealthy? Your income. Find a way to increase it. Reduce your expenses. Stop trying to keep up with the Joneses. Be the Joneses itself. Oh my goodness. Stop trying to keep up with the Joneses, with the MS or the, Birkins and whatever. Or you are trying to, drive Mercedes because everybody is driving you when when you have not built. Instead of building all those things, build assets. Then let that asset start paying for those lifestyle. Okay? I've been to 22 countries. It was the asset that pays for it. I drive a car that is over $100,000. For the first time, I'm saying it. It's over $100,000. What pays for it? A property pays for it every single month. So, and that's it. 2019. James, your own level is another. I told you, I like good things. Everybody has their different goals. My goal in life, part of my goal is to help as many people. Part of my goal is to what? Is to enjoy my life. Never think about money, right? Never think about, oh, you know what, money should not be the problem. And that's why when I took the decision to move from finance to technology, that was that was my goal. Set up your goals. What is your goals? And don't make it small, right? And don't cut it small. Yeah, right. Instead of Pepsi, own the shares of. Think about it. Remove the consuming mentality. Change it to ownership mentality. Everything that you want to consume, how can I own? How, instead of you saying that, oh, think about how can I own that? That Birkins, how can I own Birkins? Can you create your own brand of your own bag? Think about as like an investor. For every time that you buy something, Coca-Cola, you like soda a lot. How much have I invested in Coca-Cola? Amazon shopping, how much of the shopping that I'm in? iPhone, have I gotten Apple? How many shares of Apple do I have? Netflix, do I have the shares of Netflix? Investor. All of those things is what is going to give you the financial freedom that you need. Most importantly, this gap. Get it wider. When find every avenue to increase your income. Do it for 10 years, my friends. 5 years, my friends. But keep your lifestyle for that 5 years. 10 years. Delay the gratification. And then see the result coming through. And then come back to me 10 years time. Come back to me in 10 years and say, Dr. Lina, thank you. Because I might never talk about this again. So take whatever you want to take out of it, run with it. And if you are not yet 40, you can become a multi-millionaire at 40, just like I did. Or become a millionaire. Or if not for anything, even though if you don't want to do it for your generation. Do it for yourself. Just even prove yourself wrong for the first time that, you know what? It starts with somebody that said in Rockefeller family that, you know what? Get that goals. Let your goals move you forward. I choose a clear intention. I make a simple plan. I break it into steps so I can do what I began. I don't rely on wishes. I use dedication. So I turn my dreams to action. My goals move me forward. My goals move me forward. With discipline and grace. My goals move me forward. I find my steady place. My actions are the key. My goals
Each effort builds my confidence. Each triumph.
Thank you, Eunice. Thank you, Eunice.
Patience, vision, energy. I watch my dreams restored.
If you are just joining, click on the follow button. Join us later. We are done.